allow the children to the budget. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego politico, my ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, my ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego die politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't.
Mu shiga mota ko da kafa mu kai su walwan shangan mana, mu je garin lantan mu bi garin lantan din mana. Me ake tsoro ne, me muke fargaba ne a duniya ne, ba mutuwa ba ce. Malaman mu wallahi dole su dubi akan wannan al'amari. Kwamiti da ake ba zai mana maganin abin ba. A kawo taimako an ba wa 'yan gudun hijira miliyan 5-10 wannan kaskanci ne. Mu haɗu a garin mana, a shiga mota inda kafa ne daga nan zuwa lantan wallahi za mu je da kafa. Menene abin da muke yi ne? In ba za su yi ba malamin da ke karantar da mu ba ma so mu ketare iyakar su ne. Muna respecting din su ne, muna jiran su ne. In ba su da lokaci wallahi tallahi na amince zan zama komanda. Wallahi tallahi a bada iko. Wallahi zan jagoranci tafiyar. Wallahi zan jagoranta a gayyata. Wallahi mu mai da kowa gidansa. Duk musulmin da ke Yamini, duk musulmin da ke Yalwan Shandam, duk musulmin da ke Garkawa, na yi alkawarin zan wuce gaba. Kowa ya koma gidansa ya shiga. Kowa ya koma gidansa ya shiga. Wallahi na yi alkawarin zan wuce gaba. Na yi alkawarin a kashe ni akan addinin Allah, na amince. Na amince a nan ma a kashe ni akan addinin Allah, na amince. Na amince. Me muke yi ne a rayuwa? Wannan kaskanci da muke cikin me za mu je mu ga Allah gobe kiyama a kayansa? Mutane ana ta koro su mu ajiye su. Sahabbai ba haka suka rayu ba. Malaman sunna ku ne malaman mu, ku ne iyayen mu, ku ne jagororin mu. Ba ma so mu ketare iyakar ku, ba ma so mu ketare abin da kuke gaya mana. Kaskancin da muke rayuwa ya ishe mu a rayuwa, ya ishe mu a cikin rayuwar da muke. Ba a mana magana ba aka rusa masallaci a Numan, musulmai suna kuka makiyin Allah ya ce a rusa, babu wanda ya magana. Mutane sun zo sallar juma'a ana sa wargi masallaci gire da a kasar da a garin Numan. Me za mu je mu gaya wa Allah? A sallah kadai Allah ke bukatan mu da shi, azumi kadai Allah yake bukatan mu da shi, azumi kadai Allah yake bukata mu ya wata Ramadan.
Hello there.
Now I'm àmọ̀ tó dódòdó. Máyégún dáyàrí náyìbì nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún làwa mọ̀ àmọ̀ tó dódòdó. Máyégún dáyàrí náyìbì nọ́mbà wán. Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí. Máyégún dáyàrí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Máyégún dáyàrí náyìbì nọ́mbà wán. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí. Máyégún dáyàrí náyìbì nọ́mbà wán.
Thank you so much for joining me. Please read the caption of this broadcast. Read the description as well. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends and invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them, Mayegun today. Tonight, this broadcast is. This is a broadcast that is going to take you down memory lane, history of what has become today's Nigeria and the clash of civilization as we are currently experiencing it. This broadcast is not meant for you to hate on anyone or any group or any religion. If you pay attention as we get into it.
Lórí YouTube, Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Wahala is brewing again.
Adìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Know thy history.
Bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí.
Never become a prisoner of your own history.
Share
the broadcast.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ayé ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé.
Mo ti dé. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Again, this is Mayegun Live. A lot of you who have sort of been following the latest developments, especially the roundabout turn that the terrorism act of the Fulani terrorists in Plateau State and across the middle belt part of Nigeria in the last 24 hours, they have been trying to gaslight the victims. In fact, there are those who are beginning to kind of remind us that, yeah, this is happening, but it's not just the Christians that are being killed. Muslims are being killed too. It is not the first time that this kind of a gaslighting is going to be played. Others are sort of resorting into a sort of, a defensive mode, because to them, talking about this is like singling out a particular group of people, or is such an coordinated attack on Islam. You see this broadcast this evening, I am going to call white, and I'm going to call black. But just for the sake of those who really want to be, who are interested in this with an open mind, those who are not here to defend either of the group that I'm going to mention in this broadcast tonight. In Nigeria, history was completely removed from our curriculum. Where the history were left, they were completely manipulated and totally misleading, and for a purpose that a lot of us didn't know until we grew up to find out what is wrong with Nigeria. A lot of us came to conclusion that yes, as it is currently being kind of postulated, obviously, we were not meant to be together as a country. And why? It's simply because culturally, traditionally, and so many other ways, we are totally incompatible. But we all know why we were forced together to be made a country. In Nigeria, everything is into two. You have the North, you have the South. You have the Constitution for the South, you have the Sharia for the North. Everything there is like into two. However, down south, when you talk about Islam, you'll be talking about those Muslims that consider themselves as moderate Muslims. Those are the ones that will never even kind of mute the idea of killing anybody because of their religion. That is the down south. Up north, deep north, Sharia North, they can kill you because of Islam. And to us in the south, we call it terrorism. And that is why, if you are watching me tonight, please keep this in mind, okay? That when I am speaking about these extremists and their history, that they are telling you to tolerate. If you want to have a country governed by law, you will not tolerate anybody. Do you understand? You are going to accept everyone for who they are. It is by accepting them for who they are and respecting them for who they are, that is when you can now talk about being one country. That is not Nigeria. We all have our history. Let me be honest with you. Our histories, they were written in blood, sweat of their fellow brothers and sisters. We used to have kingdoms, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Oyo Empire that stretched to what is now today Benin Republic, partly Togo, Oyo Empire. You had the Hausa Empire. You have the Benin Kingdom. You have, all this existed centuries ago. And everyone who survived those centuries and their own race, they are considered the indigenous people who end where they are. Our history, many of them today are being read to us just to remember who we were, and then not anything extra. But in Nigeria history, there is a particular one that they hid away from all of us. and they told us it is actually our history when it is not. Until 1400, 15th century, there was no single Fulani, living or dead, that existed in any part of what is today's Nigeria. And not until 1754, when a young Fulani man called Uthman Dan Fodio rose, and he became a teacher that was teaching a different kind of Islam. And guess what? His own campaign at the time was the life of the Muslims in that northern part of Nigeria. It did not reflect the Sharia teachings of Allah or Muhammad. Uthman Dan Fodio gained popularity because of his style of teaching. Usman Dan Fodio, a Fulani man, in order to clear the entire place and install his own idea of Islam, he formed an army. This was the story we read. He formed an army, and the army started liberating people from the hands of tyrannical kings. And then he formed Sokoto Caliphate in 1801 or 1803 rather. Now, why am I telling you this? In that same space called Nigeria today, there were those who were descendants of Shango, the founder of Oyo Kingdom, the first Alaafin of Oyo, and is rich to the point that there are so many towns in Yoruba land of today, whose first kings were the descendant of the same, you know what I mean? But today, those descendants are not grouping themselves, forming another army of Shango to begin to invade towns, villages for this, because that was their history. They used to have that, right? Until 1780, when he was able to gather all the groups, they declared what they called Jihad. And by 1803, Hausa kingdom that welcomed the Fulanis to live in their own bushes, their kingdom fell. Their kings were slaughtered and killed. But guess what? They called it revolution. Uthman Dan Fodio became the leader of the faithfuls. That was his title, Malam, the leader of the faithfuls. But do you know what happened? As beautiful as that story sounded to you, it wasn't actually a revolution or anything. It was an act of terrorism against your hosts using religion. They said the Hausa kings, they were pagans. That means even the Hausa elite that were kind of answering the name of Islam, they were not practicing real Islam. So what did they do? They formed a terrorist group. Fulani formed the first terrorist group in the name of Allah. And what did they do? Like you are witnessing today, they started invading the same communities they've been living for the past 100 years. What did they do? They began going after their kings. Because what happened? Those kingdoms heard about Uthman Dan Fodio and the army he was putting together. They were army of terrorist group. In the name of Allah, that was the group, the name of Allah. Because they were not practicing right Muslim or right Islam. Sufi Islam. So they staged act of terrorism. They then won. They won. They were able to recruit enough young people through his teachings. He wrote so many books. All these books are the teachings these guys believe in. And that is why when you get to Nigeria, you'll be wondering, what kind of Islam do they practice in the north? What is the type of Islam they practice in the south? So they captured as many Hausa men and women as slaves. They dethroned their kings. And he appointed Emirs. Then they called him. He said they were living luxurious lives. They were not following the way of Allah. Uthman Dan Fodio was offered that, okay, you should be the first sultan of this emirate, these areas that we have captured now. That is why if you grew up in northern Nigeria and you are seeing the conversation between Fulani and Hausa, a Fulani will be telling you that it was their Uthman Dan Fodio. Uthman Dan Fodio was like a prophet to them. They were not reading Quran. He was writing different Arab, and what do you call it? He called them teachings. He wrote so many books. These were the books they were teaching them, how they should live, who they should see. And in fact, non-Muslims, anyone who is a non-Muslim is an infidel, and they must be killed. This idea exists in Nigeria, or you know something like what I told you about those who claim to be moderates. Those ones who automatically turn it into an attack on Islam. This is their history. It is violence. This violence, an average Fulani will tell an Hausa person that a Hausa person would have been a lost soul if not for their Dan Fodio who came to save them and brought Islam. This is their history. So they wanted to make him the first sultan. He rejected it, but he said they should make his son, Muhammad Bello, the sultan. So you see the caliphate that you are hearing today never existed anywhere in this Sokoto Caliphate you are hearing today. Sokoto does not exist until 1803. This was when the jihad, declaration of a holy war on Hausa kingdom. The Hausa kingdom fell. Their kings were captured and killed. You understand? And since then, they created the Sokoto Caliphate. Now, the idea is that it is the jihad that got that for them. It was, then they started moving southward. So, as they were moving, as they were conquering and killing and capturing, until they got to the mountains of the middlebelters. It was, in fact, historically, it was during the war between them, these children of the caliphate and the middlebelters of today, the Jokunsu, the Tifisi, the people of that middle belt, the Beroms. When they got to the mountains, they dwell so well in the desert, in the Sahel, there and all those places, right? In fact, it was actually advancing north too. You see the Boko Haram you see today. Boko Haram, Fulani terrorists that you are seeing today. That some of their people who are now in power claim farmers' others clashes. That was exactly the kind of army that Uthman Dan Fodio put together. These were people who were taught and fed every day the hatred towards every other race and every other religion. They were raised in hatred. The people that will tell you today that the reason why you are saying all of this is because you hate Islam. Just ask them, what kind of Islam are you talking about? Are you talking about the ones that allow them to kill people? Or the one that you normally pray to your Allah and then it's between you and your Allah? Which one are you kind of talking about? Right? So this violence, they don't negotiate. So when they got to that middle belt of where is now today middle belt, they held them back. They lost so many men. They died, like, you know what I mean? So they had to retreat. They said it was part of that failure that killed him. Uthman Dan Fodio, he died miserably somewhere where the injury is sustained. This is history. So that when they tell you Fulani, Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, all of you are the same thing. You are not. We are not. We are not. And if they tell you to tolerate it, no, you don't tolerate people whose idea. I mean, I'm a Yoruba man. As an Ijebu man too. We were also warriors too. And none of us who are descendants of the Ijebus, the Ajebu and the rest of us, grouping ourselves together to continue the conquerors or whatever of our own forebearers of 200, 400 years ago in 2020, 2023. But they believe that Nigeria and the entire land, everybody occupying that space today, they must either vanish or they must bow for their own doctrine of belief. Some said it is their culture, it's not Islam. That's your business. But you know it. When they get a hold of you, you probably will understand that in Nigeria, there is actually two parts of it. Abi? So historically, they stopped them, and that is why they said, and they keep saying it too, Fulanis will never forget. They will never forget. So over the time, when the British now came, the British stopped the advancement of the jihad in a violent way. So for the time being, when the exploitation was ongoing, the jihad abated. It didn't advance. So at the time, they believed that they went diplomatic, which was what now created the Takiya. Now fast forward to after the independence, they started the jihad again. The grooming, the grouping, and the rest of that. That was where people like this. Now, I am pointing this out today because even in the same northern Nigeria of today, where Hausas, either Muslim or Christian, have been slaughtered for one reason or another by this Fulani jihadists, they are the only people who believe that all of us, whether we like it or not, we will bow. Do you understand what I mean? There is no amount of education that you might see some of them have. Do not be deceived. And that is why the advantage they have in Nigeria of today is that they could easily just disarm us. All right? Disarm us, weaken us, and the rest of that, and still get what they want to get. But people know better. So if you are within the middle belt part of Nigeria, and you are caught up in what is happening today, and people are trying to gaslight you, here is the point. For those of you who knows that the real agenda against your forebearers, your own ancestors, the ones that killed Uthman Dan Fodio, the ones that stopped his jihad, your forebearers, the war they fought is what you are now fighting now. And as some of you have seen it, you are on your own. It is even worse now. Back then, all of the smaller ethnic nationalities, the bigger, the smaller, the everyone, they were able to team together and they held them back. And that is why their caliphate of 1803 did not expand beyond where they are today. But what else did they do? They have started, especially under Bokuwari. When you go from the southern Kaduna, and you start tracing it downward, and then you go back to the Benues, and you go straight to the Plateau, and the rest of that, you will see so many places that are already occupied, and people are being stopped to go there and flush them out. In their book, they call those places ungoverned areas. So today, people who are kind of trying to gaslight you, like, you are just trying to hate no. This is their history. And if there's anybody today who is deceived with the other intention, in fact, people like Isa Pantami became famous for pointing that out. Like, why did it take so long for them to have kind of conquered the Plateau and all these areas? What is taking too long? That he was even ready to lead the jihad. These are not, Fulanis are not indigenous people to anywhere. Not even in the Hausa land where they are currently, they have Emir, they have Sultan. Do you understand? They are not indigenous anywhere in today's Nigeria. So why would the Fulani want to wage war in Plateau states? Islamic Jihad. That's what they are waging. Because they believe they are doing it as an expansionist agenda of the Fodio, their forefathers. You, all of you who came from Oyo Empire, you should be fighting war too. Begin to go to villages and communities and keep going on up to the Niger and take lands like your forebearers did. But no, this is 2023, for goodness sake. How could you go to people's communities, ransack them, kill them, and then you begin to rename the communities? And then the report comes out and say it is farmers' others clashes. It is not about Islam. Who are you deceiving? These guys are doing what they are doing in the name of Islam. Now, you can now say it is their own Islam. Then you shouldn't be defensive. I mean, come on, man. Do you need anyone to now kind of begin to twist words to explain this to you again?
Mu shiga mota ko da kafa mu kai su walwashin dan mana, mu je garin lantan mu bi garin lantan din mana. Me ake tsoro ne? Me muke fargaba ne a duniya ne? Ba mutuwa bace. Malaman mu wallahi dole su dubi akan wannan al'amari. Committee da ake ba zai mana maganin abin ba. A kawo taimako an ba wa 'yan gudun hijira miliyan 5-10, wannan kaskanci ne. Mu haɗu a garin mana. A shiga mota inda kafa ne daga nan zuwa lantan, wallahi za mu je da kafa. Menene abin da muke yi ne? In ba za su yi ba, malaman da ke karantar da mu ba ma so mu ketare iyakar su ne. Muna respecting din su ne, muna jiran su ne. In ba su da lokaci, wallahi tallahi na amince zan zama komanda. Wallahi tallahi a bada iko, wallahi zan jagoranci tafiyar. Wallahi zan jagoranta a gayyata, wallahi mu mai da kowa gidansa. Duk musulmin da ke Yamini, duk musulmin da ke Yalwan Shandam, duk musulmin da ke Garkawa, na yi alkawarin zan wuce gaba, kowa ya koma gidansa ya shiga. Kowa ya koma gidansa ya shiga, wallahi na yi alkawarin zan wuce gaba. Na yi alkawarin a kashe ni akan addinin Allah, na amince a nan ma a kashe ni akan addinin Allah, na amince. Me muke yi ne a rayuwa? Wannan kaskanci da muke cikin, me za mu je mu ga Allah gobe kiyama a kayansa? Mutane ana ta koro su na ajiye su. Sahabbai ba haka suka rayu ba. Malaman sunna ku ne malamanmu, ku ne iyayenmu, ku ne jagororinmu. Ba ma so mu ketare iyakar ku, ba ma so mu ketare abin da kuke gaya mana. Kaskancin da muke rayuwa ya ishe mu a rayuwa, ya ishe mu a cikin rayuwar da muke. Ba a mana magana ba, aka rusa masallaci a Numan, musulmai suna kuka, makiyin Allah ya ce a rusa, babu wanda ya magana. Mutane sun zo sallar juma'a ana sa wani masallaci gireda a kasar da a garin Numan. Me za mu je mu gaya wa Allah? A sallah kadai Allah yake bukatan mu da shi, azumi kadai Allah yake bukatan mu da shi, azumi kadai Allah yake bukatan.
Why are you crying over people who are like, you want to wage war against people on their land? That guy is originally on record, is from Bauchi. Isa Pantami is from Bauchi. But the passion that, why is Plateau State, why is Plateau State still having Christians? as their governor? Why are they yet to have a Fulani man, a Muslim as you know what I mean? Like, what are the Muslims there doing? There was never a record that, oh, people came together, and they started burning mosques and started killing Muslims and started going after anybody who is no. There's no record. But when you go and attack people, and then they fight back, and you are wondering how did they manage to fight back, and you are sad that they, you should have led the war, you should have waged a jihad that will clear all of them, so they will no longer exist. I mean, you came there, you came to meet them there, Abba, because that's exactly what Fodio was all about. When they wrote it in history that Uthman Dan Fodio liberated the Hausas, Hausas told Hausas who had kingdoms, who were running things, who allowed you, the first settlers, Fulanis, to settle among them, and one of their children, Usman, decided to begin to group all the Fulanis he could get. Is that not what is happening today? Are there no local Fulanis in so many parts of Nigeria today that are now collaborating with the murderers, the terrorists? Have we not received all the report of that too? So you blame the people for fighting back, and you want them killed more, and then you can take over their land. I mean, listen to this gentleman.
You usually ask yourself, what happens to these communities after they've been attacked? Usually a particular community is attacked like 3 or 4 times over a 1-year period, and the people in that community feel so unsafe, they move to the neighboring community or to an IDP camp. And you would expect that those communities will remain empty. No, they won't. People come in there and settle there. As I'm speaking with you, go to Moon Council Ward in Kwanda local government area of Benue State. As I'm speaking to you, you have almost 38 communities in Mango local government alone that have been repossessed by people. And these are places where you have some places. You know that Plateau, for instance, used to be a mining site when Nigeria was big on iron mining and all of those ore minings. These people are taking over those strategic places, and they are taking over bodies of water, and they settle there. And so it is not as if they attack and people can move back to their communities. When people try to move back to their communities, the attacks resume and they run away. So people are living in their houses now. And then if you go back to the
so it's a case of attack, sack,
occupy and replace. And then if you move a bit further to see the modality and in the upcoming census, MPC is not going to be accounting those demolished houses. MPC is not going to be counting them. MPC is going to be instead counting new settlements close to those demolished houses. So there is a serious problem you have on your hands. It's beyond what is being painted by the media. Let's still stay on the cause of the problem. And you find a community who they will tell you they are coming, and they come, droves, in some cases 250 people. And then the community has like 20 or 30 vigilante services against who have pump action rifles, who you know that the effective range of a good pump action, depending on the bullets you're using, is 30 meters. And these guys have 400-meter weapon that they can fire at you from 400 meters away, and they aim you and they get you. Sometimes they have surface-to-air missiles. Sometimes they have weapons that can fire at operative range of 800 meters. Sometimes they come with 50-meter caliber weapons. And the military-grade assault rifles they are coming with is superior to what our Nigerian army has. This is not your regular pastoralists. This is not them. This is a full-fledged terrorist organization. And when you hear the vice president telling people to live in peace, to embrace peace, no, you are embracing deaths. So what you're telling them is to sit in one of the people I interviewed, I can still see their faces, really. I've been to these places, I've seen shallow graves, I've talked to kids, I've seen people who had different kinds of things. The pictures are all over my laptop here. I can show you this after the program. If you see what is really happening, one of the people I talked to, I said, why are you staying in this community? You know that they will come back. He said, life in the IDP camp is death. Life in the community is death. I don't know whether they are coming or not, but I can't stay either ways. So they are waiting to be killed. It's just like dying instrumentally. This is what is really going on. And you are telling them to embrace peace because the government is seeing this as farmer header class. So they would advise you to live peaceably. That's why we are telling the government, begin the process to officially gazette these people. Again, let me take you back to Boko Haram. Nobody goes to any community that is attacked by Boko Haram to tell them, live peaceably with your neighbors, because they've been officially gazetted. And Nigerian military knows what they are dealing with, terrorists. But now, when you see them as, two fighting, it becomes an issue of trying to separate the two guys that are fighting. No, two guys are not fighting. One person has an agenda, ideological agenda, political agenda, religious agenda, and they are pursuing it. And then if you ask the communities, what do you hear when they come? They start chanting religious chants before they attack. And in many of the cases, you ask them yourselves, especially when they have time to attack, sometimes they cordon off the security issue, they cordon off the community and start slaughtering with knives. And why are they not killing with the weapons they have? Why are they slaughtering with knives? So there are a lot of issues that you see on display here that you would see that indeed the federal government is doing Plateau people, Benue people, and indeed all of those people. And I hear my elder brother talking about, these are not border communities. Plateau is not a border, Benue, Kaduna. So these they move up and down.
Need I say more? That's an eyewitness account there. Somebody who actually knows it truly. And somebody's going to say, it's not about religion. It is not about Fulani. It is just people, communities clashing from the comfort of your room. You think it's actually clashes. Here, one of their governors once said this. Maybe this can further help you.
The people, these elements that are killing people in the name of banditry, do you perhaps have an idea of who these people are? You mentioned that they have different groups, but I know that you've made an overture to some of them to reach out to them, to in fact grant amnesty to some of them. Who are these people in the real sense of it, Governor?
They are the same people like me who speak the same language like me, who profess the same religious beliefs like me. So what we have here on ground is bandits. They are not aliens. They are people who we know. They are people that have been living with us for hundreds of years. The infiltration we have from some West African countries and North African countries are also people of the Fulani extraction. Majority of those involved in this banditry are Fulanis, whether it is palatable or not, but that's the truth. I'm not saying 100% of them are Fulani, but a majority of them are. And these are people who live in the forest, who their main occupation is rearing of cattle. Probably over time, their fortunes dwindle with the climate change, lack of access to education, both.
So if you sit down there simply because sometimes truth can be too much, can be overwhelming for some of you. If you can sit down there and think the intention of this broadcast is to make the Fulani look bad or make the Muslims feel bad, I may not be able to help you. But again, with what you have seen yourself, it is pointing out people who are committing heinous crimes in the name of their tribe, because it's their belief, in the name of their religion, because it's their belief, and they are killing people with no remorse, because a lot of you are divided whether to condemn them as Fulani, to call them terrorists, or to condemn them as Muslims, to call them terrorists. Your deluded mind somehow wanted to act confused when you should never be confused. I chose to start from their history. And I'm glad that Masaku said, there have been people living with us in our forest and all these places for hundreds of years. It is an ideology. You cannot ask people to tolerate them. You cannot say because of your fraudulent one Nigeria, say you have any compatibility with these people. No, you don't. No, we don't. And that is why, I mean, this guy that said they will lead war and wage war, buy guns and do all of that and kill people in Plateau states, became a minister in Nigeria now. It's a pandemic. He became a minister, communication minister. He was in charge of all the people's phone calls, text messages, emails, all those communication, postal services, everything. He was in charge. And their act of terrorism, the advancement of a Fulani terrorist, they are not others and farmers clashes. Say that loud and clear. Say it now. Type it. Fulani terrorist. Fulani Islamic terrorist. Type it. And do not let anybody gaslight you. Because easily they can now they wanted to make you feel like, hey, but they are killing Muslims now. Oh, really? So you want to tell us that now? Right? So that can just make that what they are doing means that they are democratic about it. They want people to shut up. They want to shut people. They want to shut you up. They want you to feel guilty for pointing out the danger they are asking you to live with. How do you live with somebody like this?
haƙƙi ne akan malaman musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan 'yan siyasan musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan ma'aikata gwamnatin musulmai, haƙƙi ne akan jami'an tsaro musulmai. Dole su tsaya su ga an bi kadun jinin 'yan uwanmu da aka zubar. Dole su tsaya su ga an bi kadun 'yan uwan jininmu da aka cuta. Jinin alade ya fi shi daraja. Duk da yaran nan 'yan Boko Haram sun yi laifi, amma kisan da aka musu adalci ne. Ka duba yadda ake kwantar da mutane, yadda ka san aladu ana harbe su. Idan sun yi laifi me yasa za extrajudicial killings? A kai su gaban hukuma mana a hukunta su. Ka kama mutum yana kwance kana kashe shi. In ba musulmi ba ake wannan, mutanen Neja Delta sun yi wannan, sun kashe jami'an tsaro, sun saci mukamai, sun kashe turawa, sun yi kidnapping turawa, amma kun karbe su, kun bude musu ministry, kun sa musu minista, kun ba su albashi, suna daukar salari ba sa aiki. Laifin su bai kai na waɗannan 'yan Boko Haram ba. Amma me yasa za a yi haka? Me yasa ake selective justice?
That guy became a minister in Nigeria. He was advocating for the Boko Haram. He said the Niger Delta also killed expatriates. They kidnapped the people. They collected ransom. Nigeria gave them ministry. Nigeria gave them minister. Nigeria gave them money. Nigeria gave them this or that. That guy became minister in Nigeria. That guy said Osama bin Laden was a good Muslim. That if Osama bin Laden was alive today, he would gladly follow his footsteps because exactly it is the ideology. So then when you talk about it, they want to gaslight you. They want to make you feel like, why are you? I mean, it's nothing. You should just learn how to live with it. It's not a big deal. Let us just respect, let's leave them alone. Let's just leave who alone. That's why I said, if you sit down there and you still think you have a future, Nigeria has a future, including these barbaric people who have now waged war, another jihad, despite centuries of losses, over 300 years of losses against the people of Middlebelt. They're still waging it and waging it and waging it. You want to live in the same country with them? Okay, good luck. Good luck with that. Pandemic.
Ban san siyasa ba, ban taba yin siyasa ba, ban taba zuwa cikin siyasa ba. Don haka ba na cikin malaman da suka rike ciya mai jam'iyyar fati. Ba na cikin wanda suka rike sakatare, ban taba shiga mitin din siyasa ba. Mu abin da muke shiga mitin din sunnar manzon Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Amma ban taba shiga siyasa ba ko ba na sha'awar na shiga. Talakawa yadda ake addini haka muke so. Talakawa yadda masu addini suke shiga siyasa ana ba su matsayi, haka kuke so a yi addinin? Haka kuke so a ba masu addini kudin siyasa suna rabawa? Haka kuke so a rika ba masu addini su daina karantar da kun san mu cigaba.
Isa Pandemic. This guy, if some of you remember this story a while back, and it's this guy Sunday Achi. They said the young man was sharing a tract on campus. And by the fatwa of this Isa pandemic that later became minister in Nigeria, they heard that fatwa. They got this guy and they killed him. That is the type of Islam and the political Islam that they are bringing, and they want all of us to respect and then live with, or else we are going to be called Islamophobic. Islamophobia. Terrorists are accusing people who don't want to be slaughtered or killed in the name of Allah. The terrorists are now accusing their would-be victims of being Islamophobic. Shomokotonje phobia. Do you know what a phobia is? Phobia is fear. Yeah, fear. So if somebody says you have phobia for Islam, you are right. Me as a southerner, I mean, where Islam has been practiced for like centuries before I was born, and even when I was born, right, still being practiced, is never extreme. Here you get. Nobody get killed simply because somebody says something about Allah or Muhammad or the Quran, or they do something that offends you, then the next thing is to kill them. I didn't grow up in that society, even though it's part of Nigeria. But today, that imported, murderous, terrorist ideology is now being brought down, where I have seen people executed, killed, because of this in that same Nigeria. Are you following that? So we know it's an agenda. In other words, right, they know themselves what they are up against. So if you are facing them, like the people of Benue, the people of Middlebelt and the rest of you like that, when they are discussing the breakup of Nigeria, you should be at the forefront. You have been the one holding them back, we said. You have been the one that stopped their caliphate from advancing. But they are not giving up. They have a generation of young and old who believes that one day, that Middlebelt is going to fall. You see this yellow place? Everything will be gone. And then you see all of us that are down south. It's just going to be a matter of time. Shebi Tifnumbu has given them in Lagos State the power to start a Sharia court. So very soon, we are going to have a Sharia court in Lagos. So the people of Middlebelt are still those who are holding everybody down. I mean, holding them up So if you now have a chance of discussing the breakup of Nigeria, would you join them and start shouting one Nigeria, one Nigeria? Would you? I wouldn't. Because you see where I come from in the south, where it is a live and let live. Okay? If you do anything, Allah will deal with you by himself. So I'm not going to become a murderer for Allah. You will never see that, especially in Yoruba land. Before this imported murderous terrorist idea enter Yoruba land, may I show you what Islam is like in Yoruba land, in the southern part of Nigeria, where we don't kill people or threaten people because of Allah, Abi Muhammad, or anybody. Now, you can call it your culture. You can call it whatever it is. But this is how Islam feels like in the south. If you understand Yoruba, I'll give you the English version.
Wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah il-karimi. Ni wato le tuwali adi hati dabua. Wato mato le bo ba ma kakaba o le kakuli ayu alikabiruna. Akramakallah. Wa tuwali adi hati dabua fún. Àwa wí ẹ wọ́n wí woro lẹ́nu. Ẹ má jẹ Christmas. Tí rẹ̀ sì ti wọ́n 52,000 per bag. Ẹ má fi ebi pa àwọn èèyàn, ẹ jẹ́ wọ́n jẹ ìrẹsì. Àwọn èèyàn ń retí oúnjẹ, ẹ jẹ́ wọ́n jẹ ìrẹsì. Kí ló dé wá sí yà? Rice 52,000. ó ti di 57 kò parí à ń bá a lọ́nu ara àpò rice 100,000 bí à ń bá a bọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ọlọ́nkẹ́ ń jẹjọ tá a wé kó tá a wá mọ̀wé lọ́ba pè mí ẹ̀ ló ń bolẹ̀ wà mo wà lọ́nà èkó wọ́n ní agbé báàgì rice kan fún mi mo ní ẹ má gbé lẹ̀ o ẹ má gbé lẹ̀ o ẹ̀dì ẹ̀yìn bùtù wọ́n pè mí bá dẹ́dẹ́ o aago 12 òru tí mo dẹ́dẹ́ mo pè ó ní mo ti sùn mo ní dákú kẹ́mi náà ò lè bá ronú sọ wá já rice fún mi náà ní tó ti dowó ọwọ́ aláwọ̀ èèyàn ọmọ jẹ́ jọmọ fọlọ́run bí ọlọ́run nífẹ̀ẹ́ bí pọ́ bí wọ́n bá gbé fún ọ jẹ́ o kọ́ ọ tọrọ rẹ̀ ní ọ̀dá o ẹ̀ ń takò mólídì ìní ẹ̀ ń sáà fúráìsì méjì ní ìsìn fúráìdì àti jọ̀lọ́ọ̀fù àjẹsọ́lọ́run lọ́rùn bẹ́ẹ̀ lómi bá ti jábọ́ méjì tó dàpọ̀ ní ìsìn tó mú mi sí oorun alẹ́ ti dúró ọwọ́ ni ọmọ wà bíi mólídì àsọ fẹ́ fi bí pani.
They sound funny, but let me tell you what he's talking about. He said some people are saying in Islam, you should not take food from Christians. For example, Christmas food. As a Muslim, it is haram. Don't touch it. And it was like, what kind of nonsense is that? Especially now that food is expensive in Nigeria. A bag of rice is about 57,000 naira. So somebody now bring you food. You are saying it's haram because you are a Muslim. Are you okay? Then he used himself as an example too, like, it was called when he went for a program in Lagos, right? And he received a phone call that somebody just said they should give him a bag of rice for Christmas and all that. And he just told them that, and they said they wanted to drop it for him since he's not at home. So he quickly told them that don't drop the bag, don't drop it. Oh. When I get back to Ede, I'll call you. You can bring the bag of rice. So that when he got back to Ede, he called the person in the middle of the night, and the person said, I'm already sleeping. I will see you tomorrow. And he said, see, if you want me to also have a very good sleep tonight, bring the bag of rice to my house now. And what nonsense is your Islam says don't do this, don't. That is not us in the South. So now that kind of person, you will now say they should come and help you go and kill Christian in the name of Allah. In Yoruba, who has such time? But you see, if something is not done, all this strange, like for example, like we can practice our moderate Islam in Yoruba land, in Yoruba nation, where all this extremists will not begin to recruit our children against us, against our progress, against our economy, against our security, because that's what they will do. Recruit them against their own destiny. Give them guns. Put hatred in their hearts. In the name of religion. I, as a Yoruba person, that is scary. If I see what they have turned young people into in this northern Sharia North. I mean, come on, man. So if you have a chance that says no, everybody they go their separate ways, why would you want to, like, if that is who they are, which is who they are, then the people of Middle Belt can have their own country, put up a proper defense. If they burn their papa well, okay, let them face the Kwara Rafa National Army, kind of, not Nigerian army. The Nigerian army that is infiltrated, Nigeria security system, infiltrated, Nigeria political leadership, infiltrated. The people are on their own. They cannot be defended. Now they won't even let them defend themselves. But if everybody stay dead their day, if you do caliphate of Uthman Dan Fodio because your generation says you need to keep your expansionist agenda, you need to conquer places. Alaye, you cannot conquer anywhere. It's a mirage. And for those of you who are currently at the borderline, at the war front, the middlebelters, I am happy today that a lot of you are already rejecting the idea that you are northerners. Because you are not. No, you are not. The idea of a one north is the idea of Uthman Dan Fodio. You are like chicken that somebody is rearing. They say, oh man, look at all these chicken. They are looking great. They are looking cool. But whenever there is Christmas, they go take all of you, go market, slaughter you. That's the way they see you. And a lot of you are saying it today. I know they are gaslighting so many of you. Don't back down. You see, use everything you have to defend yourself. To them, it is jihad. If you go and begin to talk about they are negotiating peace, let us all talk about peace. Don't listen to motherfuckers that tells you anything about we need peace. You are not the aggressor. Remember that. You are right there on your own ancestral lands. You are there where these people that used to hang in your forest started there creating hamlets. They started creating communities and they are waging war against your communities, chasing you away. And all of that. They came there. You are not the aggressors. So therefore, you will use everything you have to fight this. And let me tell you this. Some of us who are down south, we sometimes don't understand the danger that is actually lurking around all of us. Some people don't know that ungoverned area means areas where the terrorists have succeeded and they have chased the people away. So the people can't go back there. Like that young man explained earlier, they won't go back into those areas. So when they begin to do the redrawing of their demography, this or that, all those communities will disappear in this your one fake Nigeria. And it can happen like that, like 10, 15, 20. It takes, you know what I mean? And according to them, they have all the patience in this world. So if you are from the middle belt and you hear them talk about breaking up of Nigeria, at this point, you should stop lying to yourself. Nobody has any future in Nigeria. You cannot live with your killers and they won't let you defend yourselves. Or when the civil war will start, it will start from yours too. Because one of these days, you will know that your ancestors understood one thing, that no matter how mad this their ideology of Islam is, their conqueror mentality, here you get, number one, they don't have the number to overrun you. We heard, that's the same story. You see, when Uthman Dan Fodio overran the Hausa land, like the terrorists of today, like the way they normally do, they go in their hundreds or thousands. So it's like sending about 1,000 or 2,000 armed terrorists to invade your town. How many of you are going to, like, in the middle of the night, how many of you can escape them? That was how Uthman Dan Fodio overran the north, though. But nevertheless, he was unable to use that same number to overrun you all this way. So you are not hating the Fulanis. Listen to me. This is not you hating the north. This is not you hating Islam. This is not you hating Fulani. This is you defending yourself under the aggression of the terrorist Fulanis, Islamic terrorist Fulanis. They came there. They brought terrorism to you. This fight is not happening between the people of Plateau State versus Sokoto State. This is not the people of Benue versus Borno. These are terrorists who came to where you are to unleash terror. You don't have peace with them. You understand? That is not the position of strength. It's like somebody taking over your land, taking over your house, and then sitting down to say, let us negotiate how we are going to share it now. Your own house. That's exactly what this is all about. Your politicians are weak, like the southern politicians, all of them are weak. But it is ideal for you to actually understand what you are up against. So that when you begin to figure out what you call the solution or what should be the way out, remember that you cannot live and coexist in a place with people whose ideology is that you are living on a borrowed time. To an average Fulani, listen to me very well, all of you. I don't know if you joined me midway or you started watching from the beginning. The history of Fulani in Nigeria, this is not like saying you hate them or whatever. You listen, the history of Fulani in Nigeria is that of Islamic expansionist agenda. Uthman Dan Fodio was their grandfather. Historically, what they called revolution was act of terrorism, invasion. That was what happened in 1803 that gave birth to Sokoto Caliphate. This is not you hating on them. Now, if they have successfully done that, This is 2023, 21st century. That idea is old. You cannot kill people and chase them out of their place, take over the place, and then begin to say, let us negotiate peace. That doesn't work that way. Your politicians are going to use all tricks to say they want to do peace. Don't listen to all nonsense peace. They want you out of that place. They want those places renamed. It is a belief. It's an idea. It is nothing to. It has nothing to do with. Don't blame yourselves, and don't let anybody gaslight you. Do you understand? The Fulanis are violent, and the idea is to take everywhere. According to them, it is the will of Allah. So they can use any means. That is why when they gained power in Nigeria, they wanted to make law that says all of the Nigeria waterways belong to the Fulani government of Nigeria. Who does that? So they said, 50 miles from every water in Nigeria. For example, wherever you see water in Nigeria, that water belongs to the Fulani government of Nigeria. Not just that. You see the land from the bank of the water, then 50 miles away from it, the land belongs to the Fulani government of Nigeria. We raised the alarm. They call it Water Resources Bill. We raised the alarm because we knew the intention. All of this to placate and resettle them, possibly without shooting a gun. They are running that through the system called the Nigeria system. It's not been successful so far. Tifnumbu has promised them 500,000 hectares of land. We are still looking for where he's going to give them that land. All of these are pointers to tell you that even if your politicians are trying to placate them because of their own, what they want to gain as power, you must all remember, you cannot coexist in a place where you are considered as people living on borrowed times. Think about that. How can you even think we are all living on a borrowed time and then coexist in that same place? No. When we are done deceiving ourselves, right? You are going to come back to what I just told you now. Okay? You understand that we are currently at a crossroad as a people. At a crossroad in the sense that we are fighting what is now called the clash of culture, clash of civilization. Some people are still living in that 15th, 14th, 16th, 17th century. The century where they believed that God or Allah or someone somewhere gave them something. And all they need is to go and take it. If they have to kill people for it. These are archaic ideologies that some people are now trying to gaslight you, to make you feel bad for rejecting it. No, Nigeria cannot exist that way. We won't exist that way. Trust me. So that is why you will now know that, oh yeah, Mayegu said it. This country cannot exist. We cannot coexist this way. We have so much difference. Civilization, where you go to, a lot of you will go to some beautiful, Islamic countries and you feel safe and you feel all right. And then you go to some of these extremist Islamic countries where you can get killed anytime. And none of you want to even go there. You don't want to go there. So why would you want to exist in a place where people like that have that ideology? That's a clash of civilization. Therefore, one Nigeria rules will eventually come to an end the day a lot of you are tired of sacrificing your blood in keeping together a contraption that was put together to actually kill you, kill me, kill all of us. There is no future here. You should think about that. So yeah, I have said it. When they say it is jihad, do not doubt it. Because it is. And to those of us who are still pretty much far away from the middle belt, who are feeling the sprinkle of the terrorism, I hope you are listening. Because the same fate awaits all of us. if you are believing that you have a future in Nigeria, to live in a place where killing you because of their religion or killing you because of whatever belief they have is something you have to live and tolerate. No. There won't be any future there. I'll take a quick one, a quick break. Now we'll be back in a minute. Don't go anywhere yet.
Continue. 70 years old man. You.
Jesus is Lord.
Continue. 70 years old man.
You. Jesus is Lord.
So going forward, somebody sent a clip still talking about insecurity, right? In Abuja today, the terrorists also struck and they kidnapped 39 people. They killed 4 people. And this was in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. Meanwhile, some who were like travelers passing through the Obajana, Kogi, and the rest, also saw people they call the armed robbers. Probably also kidnapped people, killed people, and it seems to be like your Nigeria of today.
This is Lokoja Ajakuta Road. This is Lokoja Ajakuta Road. This is what is happening right now as I'm talking to you. I'm in a Lokoja Ajakuta Road. This is Ajakuta itself. This is Ajakuta. Things is happening. Armed robbers take over the whole road and the whole vehicle parked. And unfortunately, people are killed. People are dying. They were killing, shooting. They are shooting so politically. You can imagine the kind of people traveling. What they are experiencing is armed robber. Armed robber has blocked the road, Ajakuta Road. Ajakuta Road, please. Please, the security people should be alert. We need security around. We need security around. This is Ajakuta. Ajakuta junctions. Any vehicle you are seeing here, they are not here to buy anything. We are parking for safety. The vehicle here are parking for safety. Safety, parking for armed robbers. Armed robbers have taken over the roads. Armed robber has taken over the road everywhere. Traffic stands still. Traffic stands still. No movement. No movement. Killing.
I mean, it's just like, you know, I usually kind of say that Nigerians, like surviving Nigeria every day, make some, I mean, so many of you in my own book, like you're like the MVPs, you know, the most valuable people that, you survived today again. You survived this long. Anyway, let's go to Lagos, where they saw Kalu today. And then he said, the usual, so now I just show you on the street of Lagos. I mean, then he had few things to say somewhere else too that I want you to sort of listen to. It's going to feed your children in schools next year, he said. And whatever you are going through right now is just as usual, the baby walk of pain. Sorry, I kept this part for the last, okay? Because I know you probably will get annoyed. I just have to share this. Kolu today.
Power is transient. Only Almighty Allah gives power, and He is the only one who will take it. And we see the value of life. We see goodness in what we do. Result of goodness is a multiplier of other good things that we must cherish. Not for us, but our children and grandchildren. Nigeria is challenged, which it has always been. But we will go through it. We are already seeing the blossomness of our flower and plants. A lot of changes that will transform this economy. Financial re-engineering of our country is ongoing. It cannot just be pushed out in a way that you can command and conjure a situation. But we are determined to take Nigeria through the tunnel of hope, stability, and successful economic prosperity. We are doing that. Nigeria is in good hands. The team is working.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Kolu. I should have warned you, right? Like, you can see the blossomness of our plans. Even if it's the rigor of rigmarole. He said if you can conjure, you know, when you conjoin successful economic activity. Dollar is probably 1,400 naira to $1 today, while a pound is 1,600 or so today. But Kolu, right, can always use all those word salad. So yeah, the baby work. There's another one. See, there's another one. It's talking about the pain of childbearing. You know the sufferness. We all of them the suffer now. It be like woman. See, women. You know the pain of childbearing. Oh, mommy, I don't want to know pain of childbearing. No.
That people are going through. Yes. Yeah. Mothers here. It is a very good example of labor pain. When mothers are in labor, they go through very excruciating pain. But when they hear the noise of the baby and the baby is born, that relief is achieved. They forget the agony of pain. They cherish the smile and the voice of the baby. That is what Nigeria will be. I assure you. We will work hard to give you the best economy.
Nuisance lele.
Oh more women. So the pain of a childbearing, so is what Nigerians are still going to experience. More that pain. So then, once they hear the cry of the baby, which baby? Of the economic, something, Abi? But you women who have actually have children, you know what it means, the labor. So can you describe, do you think what Nigerians are going through right now has reached that labor pain or no? Like in your own way, women, use your, come on. I'm going to read the comments. You know, like the kind of pain that women are, I know it's a very, very like, I can only imagine it. So some of you who are women in Nigeria watching me, tell me, do you think this hardship that this shege that you are seeing right now, can you compare it to that moment where you are like asking God, God, I don't want to do it anymore. No, God, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, that kind of pain. Do you think Nigerians have reached there yet or they are just on their way? Because me, I don't understand though. If Nigerians are still on their way to that kind of pain, long journey, Neo, call.
Poverty. We are, and I want you to join the campaign to start the enrollment of our children in the schools, building more schools, giving food to our children in schools, regardless. We have to grow more food. It is at the local government and state level. I cannot go on reeling out programs and intentions.
See, let's be honest. Which program did you hear Kolu like really say anything sensible in the last 5 minutes? Regardless, the blossomness and what again? Let's be, give food to our children. We build more schools. Regardless what? I'm sorry, I just felt like I should come and ask, like, did you hear anything? Abi, na me no dey pay attention. Kolu, complete your statement, sorry.
Poverty. We are, and I want you to join the campaign to start the enrollment of our children in the schools, building more schools, giving food to our children in schools, regardless. We have to grow more food. It is at the local government and state level. I cannot go on reeling out programs and intentions here, but school feeding is an attraction for enrollment of the poor people in classroom, and to get them in classes, in education, is to reduce the propensity of poverty and terrorism. We need to fight it together. The state government is not a problem, but local government, as they look for independence, as they look for more power as a grassroots, you should take responsibility for those children at the grassroots too. But we are here to lift each other collectively and salvage Nigeria. I assure you, your campaign will not be in vain. We will work together.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
A nuisance gidi call. Somebody said, what is he saying? Gibberish. That is how he talks. If you want to listen to him like you wanted to hear something sensible, Baba, you just realize that your brain cell is going to reduce. Don't try to listen to Tifnumbu like you want to hear anything. No. Gibberish, word salad. And he always you will want to drop, even when whatever he's saying doesn't make any sense, you can't join them together per se, right? But he will kind of drop all the word salad, fancy word. Yeah. So that people can clap. Then he also has a dementia as well. Sure, you get, get brain per se. Yes. No, not that he has coin. No, coin. Person no deals at all sometimes. These are not people's sickness. They said from the history of drug abuse and the rest of that. But that is not really the issue. But is that you shouldn't expect him to say anything sensible if you probably value your brain cells. Does that make any sense? No? Come on. That's better than all he heard from him say. Okay, let's hear from his babysitter, Ade Pointer, Ade Gator, Governor Pointer and Kill, Sonwo of Lagos. That is his babysitter. Listen. Sonwo.
As an indigene, as a son of the state, and we're indeed happy. Mr. President, this afternoon, your first constituencies are here to thank you, to wish you the very, very best of the season. This is your first Yuletide season as the president of our great country. And so, they've asked, and you've graciously accepted, that they come here to receive you, to thank you, to congratulate you, and to wish you well. Here this afternoon is a powerful delegation of all our traditional institutions are seated. We also have the entire National Assembly that are representing Lagos. They are here. We have the Lagos State House of Assembly. They are here. We have the Lagos State Cabinet. They are here. We have all the 57 local government. They are here. These are your very first. These are your best in class. These are your people that have come here to speak with you as stakeholders in your government. We want to thank you once again. We want to thank you for the furthering role, for the leadership role, for what you have begun in our country. We know that we're going through a difficult time, and we've said so is not peculiar to our country. There's been global challenges everywhere. There's been global shake-up everywhere. There's been problems in different parts of the world. But you came and you hit the ground running from the very first day. And you have not looked back. You have shown the audacity of hope. You have shown the audacity of your belief, of your resolve to take Nigeria to another level. And you've said so, that indeed Nigeria could be best analyzed as somebody that is entering an aircraft, and once the aircraft is taken up and has gone into a level, there are times in which you see turbulence. You see that the weather will change. The pilot will come on board and say that there's nothing for you to be afraid of. It will just be a little storm, and it will stabilize. We are beginning to see the storm, but you have assured us that after the storm, you will land us very, very well. These, your class, are convinced that you are the right man for the job today. And we know that indeed you will land this country very well. And so we're solidly behind you. We're proud of the reforms that you have started. We're proud of the things that you are doing in this country.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Agba nuisance. Mr. Jide Ade Gator, Ade Pointer, Governor Point and Kill, Sonwo-Iku is also the babysitter to Tifnumbu. I believe he just gave you the summary. You are all going through the storm now. But Tifnumbu, as the pilot said, is going to come next year. Sure, you understand? So, at the baby pain, you, at the labor pain, you, at the aircraft storm, whatever the one they are pushing, sure you get. January 2024 is just about 2 days away. Omo Yami. January 2024 is when all of you students will kind of begin to ask for your student loan. I've been a student loan banky. I have no idea if you probably have any idea, but I'm just not going to spoil it for you. Okay? So some said the shege coming is going to be that of a Banza. Others are like, Banza will even be nice. It is better not to be, it is better to experience it than to imagine it. I was like, which one? It's best to imagine it or to experience it. I say, well, now your choice. I will drop here for now. Then I'm going to get on let's take calls. Yeah, I know a lot of you already started calling in anyway. But do me that favor, right? Like the broadcast, which is your own offering, okay? And when I get back, I will take calls, okay? And you can call in then to come and debunk something, add to it, and just make your own contribution too. I will be back. So I have my first caller on the line.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Baba, well done.
How are you this evening, my lady?
My name is Toyin Tito.
Okay, I will take that. I mean, is that the first time we are talking, ma?
No, not the first time.
Not the first. Tito. Oh, how are you this evening?
Time. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm blessed. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, ma'am. Please.
And I'm so upset. I just look at. Thank you for everything you are showing. Everything that you are doing, I so much appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am.
But I am so upset about what Tinubu, what Sanwo-Olu, or whatever, what they are doing. Did they know the feelings of these people in Nigeria? Some cannot afford 1 square meal, just one
They said
in a
it's
day.
Storm. It's a little storm.
Storm. Why can't that storm affect their family? Why can't that storm affect Tinubu himself? I'm just. Gio, I don't know what to say. I'm just upset. And when I hear this, I start to sweat because I don't think they know what is going on. I
don't think they care. The right word should be, I don't think they care, because they do know. They know what they are doing now. They do.
Oh my God.
But they just don't care.
They don't care for people. Tinubu shouldn't even be there anyway. We don't need since May. So we are still in labor pain since May.
Yes.
So
before it was baby walk, baby walk, baby steps.
So we're back now to
is labor
pain. Labor pain. I don't think the labor pain should last maybe 2 days. It shouldn't be up to 2 days. But now since May, it's been there now. And we're still in baby pain. We're still in storm. We are still in everything. And they are sharing money to themselves. They are buying cars. They are doing things. They are doing everything. They can make them comfortable. And they are saying that the plane will land safely. Which plane? Where are we going? So 2024 now is what they are looking to. What are the plans for 2024?
They are going to give the children food. At least I heard that one.
How many food? How many children?
Well, we can all be hopeful. Hope is here, ma. So hope. Everybody's feeding on hope right now.
Okay.
It's a shameful thing, ma. But that's why I kind of was asking if anybody picked any of the policy he said from those statements, other than just like a blabbing and all that. I couldn't pick anything out of it, and that's somebody that people actually expect.
And some people are there. They are not thinking, and they are clapping. Clapping for what? What has he said? What is there that he said that made them to start clapping? No.
Hypocrisy. So just to thank you anymore. Thank you so much, ma. Anyway.
Thank you very much. Keep the good work going, please.
God bless
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Take care. That's lady Tito from, I believe, from here in the UK. I didn't pick where. But however, I think I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Afiz ló ń sọ̀rọ̀, ọmọ Bánlé Balógun Òjò Pàṣẹkẹrẹ Mádẹ lọ́yọ̀lé.
Kábíyèsí o.
Bàbá ló ṣe ń lọ.
Bàbá Adé o.
Longest time, Bàbá.
Merry Christmas. Compliment of all days, Bàbá.
Compliment of the season to you too, Bàbá. Compliment, Bàbá. You see your program, Sherry. Bọ́lọ́run ṣe máa ń ṣe nǹkan ẹ̀, Sherry. Gbà mí gan báyìí ní lè mú kọ pé tí kò wọlé yọ ẹrẹ tàdé rán sọ̀rọ̀ and there was a day I was trying like I just want you to know one thing, Baba. We are still here. We are going nowhere. We are here. Even if you don't hear from us, we will always be here. Baba, if I'm not watching you live, I am watching you after work every day. Do you understand? Yeah. Since we last spoke, Baba, mo ti bímọ recently, I'm make 8 weeks. In Saturday. You understand? Baba.
Nice one,
So, you understand, but still no. We are still here. But let me just go straight to the point, because I know people are going to try and call in and everything like that, because this is a rare opportunity for people like us. Now, I want to try and talk. I want to talk about what is going on with regards to all these Fulani killings and all that. Do you understand? Baba, you have always told us what has been going on down there. Do you understand? And it is now getting to the point whereby I don't understand what people want anymore before they can start saying things to the government with regards to government trying to do something about this matter with regards to all this Fulani situation. Do you understand? I'm with you. And I'm going to commend you as well with regards to the education and the re-education of our people, reminding them who we are. Do you understand? And where we are from. This is very, very important. Do you understand? Because these people, because I saw an article recently, Lori Lababa. These people are trying to tell us that Fulanis are got about 47 million people. No, we will not even 47 million people. Yeah? And Tedilano, then they said 47 million people in Sahara Desert. Do you understand? So, and regards to Koluntie, did you see any of them talk about all the killing that is going on in Jos recently? You won't see them talk about anything like that. Do you understand? And Mr. Vice President, look at what he is saying, that people should be looking for peace. I like that guy that came to Arise, and I liked what that guy said, and everything, and all the pictures that guy said he has got. Do you understand? The more people are talking about all of this killing, the more something would happen. Do you understand? Because me, I think it is getting to a stage whereby the people need to stand up for themselves. They need to stand up for themselves. Because at the end of the day, because they continue láti máa pa àwọn èèyàn, ẹ máa pa wọ́n kẹ wá expect pé káwọn èèyàn máa dìde pé kí ló dé. You understand? Because
Fizo, now you start accusing them of it's because you hate us, it's because you hate Islam, or it's because you hate Fulani. That's why you are talking like this. It's because you hate what the hell, man?
You will turn it to that. You will turn it to Islamophobic. You will turn it to all sorts of things. Baba, Sherry, I mean, if we go into it, because at the end of the day, do you understand? The solution to this is for everybody to go their own way, because their way is different. It's different from ours. I go historically. Go and look at all of our districts. Do you understand? We are not the same.
No.
You understand? So you took that along, Mashibaba. It's nice talking to you.
You take it easy, I can only imagine what it is like now.
Nice to hear from you. Baba, Owokun, it's nice to talk to you. It's nice to hear from you.
Well done, Thanks a lot, man. So that's Afis. Afis calling there from London as well. I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegu today. Mayegu today. I do, my brother. My name is Ike. I'm calling from London. Mayegu.
Ike, bro.
I want to be Aduma.
Aduma, bless you.
It's okay.
Trust me. Ike, Mama, please.
My brother, you see, this thing you were saying, as you were saying it, I was boiling. I was listening to you on my way back from work. As you were saying it, I was boiling. Today at the office, I was watching the video you posted. No, not you. It was on Simon Ekpa's wall. I was watching a video. So one of my colleagues, actually, sorry, I'm going to take a little bit of your time. A Romanian. So he came across where I was watching the video. So he asked me, what are you watching? I said, I'm watching a video of like people killing people like in Nigeria. So he was like, what do you mean people killing people in Nigeria? I said, yeah, it's people like they kill in the name of Islam. He said, really? He was like, he now paid attention. He started looking at the video. And I said, look at. So I was now explaining to him. He said, why is it like this? I now told him that they believe that Nigeria belongs to them. That is all their country. Now, so as we were saying it, we were just discussing it. I now told, my mind flashed back, and I told him that this thing started from, Mayogu, you did not talk about Sir Ahmadu Bello and some of his quotes.
Well,
because Sir Ahmadu Bello said something.
Too,
if you remember, he said, this new nation, Nigeria, should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Uthman Dan Fodio. We must ruthlessly prevent change of power. We use the minorities of the North as willing tools and the South as conquered territories, and never allow them rule over us, and never allow them to have control over our future. Then there's one, I've been looking for that one. He talked about that as soon as the British leave the shores of the Nigeria, that they will continue pursuing their agenda until they dip the Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. What do you mean by dipping the Quran? Is by covering all the way from Sokoto to Lagos, all the way from Borno to Port Harcourt, and dipping the Quran into the Atlantic.
That means all those lands will no longer, all the people that exist on those lands, they will no longer exist anymore by the time they are already, that was the agenda.
Exactly.
I remember.
Exactly. And when you read people like Isa Pantami, according to how you call it, when you listen to them, sometimes I sat down when you were talking about it, and now remember, really, people allayed this fear. And this man they call Buhari, this insane criminal that was a so-called president of Nigeria, insane criminal, was heard about all the calamity. I grew up in Jos, Bayegu. I was young when I heard the story of the guy in Bauchi. In fact, most of my, should I say, uncles in the hood then, people we used to call Egbo, we used to call Egbo in the hood then, ran away from Bauchi, ATBU, Federal Police. They ran back to Jos then because of that Isa pandemic's issue. I remember vividly as a growing up boy. Exactly. When they killed him, it became a riot. The Christians came out, the Muslims, it became a big riot in Bauchi then. So when I remember all this, I said, really? So this guy was actually the guy that orchestrated this issue then when we were growing up. And they handed over a very critical ministry to him.
That's right.
Ministry of Communication.
That's right.
So my brother, this your topic today. That is, I was born and bred in Jos. So when it comes to that Jos issue, I know the Jos issue. I was in Jos in 2001 when that first crisis started. In fact, my house was not far from where the crisis started. So we saw firsthand a lot of things that happened. So it was just like that. It's been long, although when we were growing up, according to my parents as well, that they've been signaling that this thing is going to happen. And boom, 2001. It happened September 7, 2001. Osama bin Laden bombed America September 11. It was coordinated. It was 2001. So my brother,
like they have
it's
that
high
ideology,
time.
Right? And we have young people who have the ideology of they need to continue the jihad of their forebearer, Uthman Dan Fodio, in a country that was supposed to be a country of multicultural, multi-religious, diverse, all that stuff, right? How can they coexist? How long are we going to lie to ourselves that we can coexist with people with such ideology? It's impossible. Baba, go on.
Yeah. how do I put it? I'm a self-educated historian.
Bless you, Baba.
I've read history about Nigeria. There was this during the time when the British left, when what is his name? They were jostling for who was going to be the general commander of the Nigerian army. Agui Ironsi, there was Agui Ironsi, there was Brigadier Samuel Ademologun, and there was Brigadier Ogundepe, and there was Mame Malari. It was now, they later narrowed it down because Ogundepe was, I think he was he was higher in rank, but he wasn't that. He didn't have the charisma of Ademologun and what is his name, Agui Ironsi. So they rather narrowed it down to 2 candidates. My Malari say he was not interested. They later narrowed it down to 2 candidates, Agui Ironsi and Ademologun. And Ademologun was what is his name? This same criminal we are calling Amadu Bello. His candidate. So he was now romancing the North. He was doing everything to please. This same thing we are complaining that you're just talking about that the president is doing everything to please the North. And Agui was not really cut for the job. And finally, just like he came to him. And even at that, Ademologu was not happy. So, as I was saying, the Romanian guy, he was shocked as I was telling him. When he read this thing that we were talking about, this Amadu Bello speech, he was shocked. He said, "Really? I said, this is a leader of a region then in the 1960s when Nigeria had independence. This so-called man, is in charge of one region and he's preaching this to his people. What do you expect those people to be?" He said, the guy was...
I know. Thank you very much anyway for your own add-on tonight. It's such a pleasure, right? Let me take another one as we do always, right? Thanks so much for that, okay? So I've got another caller. Brother, how are you?
He was higher. Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hi, my leader.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine. Okay. Right. Okay. Thanks for responding. I'm going to drop that number for you later, so you should check it. Right. Straight to the point. I don't know why we're all surprised at what we're seeing now. It's going to get worse. I mean, look at the footage we saw of Kolu in Lagos. People could not even... It was their golden opportunity for them to protest and tell him, "What are you doing? We are hungry." Or rather, what do you see people doing? They were hailing him. We're not ready. By the time we are ready, see, it's even likely that man is going to even drop dead one day. Seeing what only God knows how much medication they are using to prop him up, and he will just be talking nonsense. Shetima is likely to be the president. Maybe in the next 8 years.
Is that some guessing or just some?
No. From the way he's playing out now, because the Kolu is not young. We all know he's not healthy,
and he's not.
He might drop dead. Anything can happen any day. And when he drops dead, Shetima will. He's already rubbing his fingers and all that, his hands rather. He'll get on it, and that will be phase 2 of the Shege Banza that they are trying to execute, and the Muslim agenda. Kwara State is gone. We know that. Kwara is gone, and they are very, very close to the south. So what do we do? And I'm surprised that people are still hailing and supporting this man. There are still some idiots that are still supporting this man. So all I can say is, until the people are really, really tired and ready, they will troop out to the street and say, "No more. Enough. Enough is enough." And my thing is, if every group, we know we have different groups now. The middle belt now are rising, calling for a break away from Nigeria. If everybody can fight the same enemy, because the same enemy we have is this few people that are killing Nigeria. Then if we drive them out, then we can all sort ourselves in our different countries. If you decide whether you want to remain in Nigeria or whether you want to carve out your own country, you know.
I mean,
so
one thing that I kind of try to I want to stop is the idea of people being gaslighted from talking about these things, right? Where people feels like if you say they are Fulani, how are you sure they are when in fact they actually are, right? So when Masari said, "Let's stop deceiving ourselves," it's us, it's people like us, it's Fulanis. We may not be the only one who does all these things 100%, but majority of all these things is being done by us. That is some, I mean, that's some indictment that a lot of people should take more serious than how they took it. Because we all know they know them, right? And these guys are continually, go on, sorry.
Of course, these people are not hidden. Okay, remember some time ago in your show, that's a young man from, I don't want to call his family name. You know who I'm talking about. That sees him, Mohammed. That he sees himself. He doesn't see himself as Nigerian. He sees himself as coming from his part of the Emirates. It's brainwashing. People are being brainwashed that, listen, Islam is not the brand of Islam that is practiced and all that. This is pure terrorism. I've always said it that Uthman Dan Fodio is a terrorist. He was the first terrorist that came into Nigeria. This is what the first coup, the people that organized the coup, this was what they saw, but people never saw. But history wrote it. Historians, dodgy historians, rewrote it and calling it an evil coup and all that. And if you go back, play it back, it's on YouTube. Those things are there. They can't wipe it off. Those things that they saw themselves as they wanted to deal with the kind of thing that we are seeing today. They saw it. It started rearing his ugly head. I'm happy that the previous caller talked about Ahmadu Bello. Ahmadu Bello is one of the most evil man that we ever had in Nigeria. I see him as Nigerian Hitler. He is very, very, very evil. And guess what? The
ideology and the rest of that.
And guess what? There are loads of people that have taken on his ideology. So how do you want to sit down with such people, with such mindset and all that? They are funding Boko Haram. They are funding. We don't even talk about Boko Haram now. It's terrorists. Is the latest name for them.
You see these Fulanis that are killing people. They are Fulani terrorists, and nobody should feel offended because they are Fulani and think, "Oh, are you calling us Fulani terrorists?" Please don't gaslight us. There are Fulani terrorists armed, carrying on the agenda of ethnic cleansing in the name of Allah, and we can call them Fulani Islamic terrorists because we know those we are talking about.
Yeah, they're playing on words and all that. And Tinubu himself sees himself as Muslim. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a toss and all that. He doesn't care. Look at the idiot that calls himself. I mean, they are just it's a plan. It's a game plan. You know, it's a game. They are all working together. Tinubu and the Fulanis, I don't see anything different from him because he thinks like them. They don't care. They don't just care. Thank you, Maidu. Have a good evening.
I will follow up like this, cause okay. Once I get to see your message, man. Okay, you take it easy.
Yeah, I'll drop his number. Just get in touch with him. Thank you.
No, I won't. Bye-bye. You know, that's the problem. I may never call anyone, right? But one thing is that we can just like exchange a message enough that you know what I mean. Well, I will follow it up in a way. I'll do just that. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's good.
Nice,
thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, sorry. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, I think I just mixed the two of the callers up there, but I might have gotten it now. So, do I have a caller? Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Oh, Prince Jejeman, the Prince.
The Tucano Mike.
How are you, Baba?
Baba, I'm fine. And you, family?
I'm here. I just thought that, you know, I saw where people are being gaslighted because they are standing up against all these Fulani terrorists, and they are about to do what they do best, gaslight everybody to make you feel bad. Don't talk about it. Oh, it's because you hate Islam. Oh, it's because you hate the North. Are you goddamn kidding me? These are terrorists, and this is their history, and you should never join anybody, sit anywhere where they are telling you to tolerate them or to accept them. That you don't accept murderers. This is who they are. You do away with them. That's what prompted tonight. Exactly. I'm glad you are part of it. Probably from the beginning, were you?
Yeah, Baba. I came in late, you know, in the midst of the, but I still I keyed in based on the callers and also at the end of the program when during your broadcast. So, Baba, thank you so much. Yeah, Tucano Mike, you are not missing the target. You continue to get the target, and That is the most important thing. You know, Baba, you see, we have to call a spade a spade.
Yes.
We have to call a terrorist a terrorist.
That's right.
There's no two ways about it. You know, the thing that our Muslim brothers need to do for us, you see, these people, when they are committing this atrocity, they will be shouting Allah Akbar. You understand? That's what they do when they are committing this atrocity.
Then you see
So
somebody
what
who
you
is a
need,
moderate Muslim. Yeah, Prince. When you say, you know, these criminals, these terrorists are shouting Allah Akbar. We know Allah Akbar means praise be to
God is
Allah.
great.
Yeah. Then somebody who is moderate will now be saying, do you not know the meaning of Allah Akbar? Allah Akbar means that, of course, we do know what it means. When somebody shouts and throw a bomb, or somebody carries AK-47 and he was killing people and shouting Allah Akbar as a terrorist, you should never stop it from saying that they said that, okay? Or begin to deny them they are not Muslim because they are, you know what I mean? Like, come on, don't play with us. Go on.
Yeah. You see, Baba, what they need to do is to call them out.
Yes.
They do see that we don't spare the false prophet that called themselves pastors.
No.
Okay? Even Jesus did not spare them. Jesus said that at the last day, many false prophets shall arise, and they will deceive many. Many false pastors will arise, and they will deceive many. Okay? And we are not failing to call them out. Both the ones that will corner person wife, the one that will corner people children and pregnant them. We call them out.
That's right.
Anything they are doing in the name of Jesus, we separate them from Jesus. Because Jesus is not what they are teaching, practicing. You know, they cannot call Jesus in from their mouth, and they are doing a different thing. So the Muslim brothers, they should separate themselves. They should come out. You know, if you keep quiet, you are an accomplice. There's no two ways about it. A terrorist do not represent your religion. A terrorist is an evil person. It's Satan incarnate. You understand? And these Fulani herdsmen terrorists, they do not have religion, but they hide under Islam to commit the atrocity. So those moderate Islam should disown them. That's what they should be doing. They should call them out, because we are not afraid of the gun of the faith, the AK-47 of our fake pastors. We call them out. The one that is good, we tell them. You tell everybody this one is good.
It's good.
Okay. Okay. Now, I want us to know, like the person that called yesterday that was trying to swindle and dangle up and down with you. I was just looking at him like a he-goat. You see, my ego, with before our eyes, this terrorists, they infiltrated the Nigerian government. They took Nigeria and put Nigeria into OIC without the consent of everybody.
No.
They made Nigeria an Islamic nation. Before our eyes, in Nigeria Constitution, they wrote it only by themselves. Everything about Nigerian Constitution is garnished with Islam.
Their own type of Islamic, Sharia Islamic of Uthman Dan Fodio.
It's not for the benefit of the good Muslim. All that they put there is the ambition of this dominate nearing this agenda, this Ruga agenda, this waterway bill agenda. You understand? How can somebody in what is it called? Is it Jankara? What is it called? What is this? Zamfara. We'll be telling us that the Niger Delta belongs to Niger Delta. The oil of Niger Delta belongs to him. Somebody from Niger that entered into Zamfara. From there, he's telling us that Niger Delta is his own father's land. Okay, but the gold in Zamfara, we're packing them for Zamfara, and he'll be taking them to Saudi Arabia. The worst thing, the most painful thing is that all these criminals, these terrorists that infiltrated the government of Nigeria, and anytime you want to talk to them, they tell you one Nigeria. Anytime you want to tell them, they want Nigeria. In the name of one Nigeria, local terrorism. In the name of one Nigeria, international terrorism. Okay? The painful thing about all these things is that 99% of the Fulanis are not benefiting from all this, their criminality, their looting.
It's just all the agenda, advancement of an agenda that doesn't even serve anybody's interest. It's not as if to say, I mean, Baba, I am following you, Prince.
Average Fulani is in the forest, suffering like animal. How can human being live in the forest in this 21st century? And we are talking about, and we are begging the person to go to ranching. How? Do you understand? It doesn't benefit all the Fulanis, the average Fulanis. They are all alamajari, begging, suffering. You understand? It's not just people like this Chetima that they are called themselves elite. They are the one that is just few of them that are benefiting from all this agenda
by recruiting miseducated or illiterate that they give guns to go around and be shouting Allahu Akbar and killing people, right?
Yes, you get what I mean. You know, it's not beneficial to them. In fact, if Nigeria is a restructured, my good general, do you know that these people will have a better life than what the kind of life they think that they have, or this agenda they are pursuing? Do you understand? Because this is your cow, only the milk of that cow. If they industrialize it, the cow, they can make billions of money out of it. Netherlands, they don't only make of cow that they turn into what is it called? This carnation milk or pig milk. They distribute it. They're making billions of dollars out of that. It's from milk of the cow, not to talk of the meat. Do you understand? And look at how Netherlands is beautiful. So Fulani, you are all this your agenda. You are killing yourself. It's going nowhere. Do you understand? Nnamdi Kanu, you went and kidnapped him and you kept him. You write an agreement with the Kolu that they must hold him, that if they leave him, your government will scatter. It will not help you. Look at the life of Nigeria. Everybody is suffering. Everybody is crying. You understand? You that are in Abuja, you think you are enjoying. You are in an open prison. Look at how many soldiers that are guiding you, police. How many ring of security? They have up to 10 to 15 ring of security. Net that you have to pass and pass and pass and pass before you get to them. What kind of life is that? Is that enjoyment? You cannot be free with your people. Are you getting me? So these people, I think they have a mental illness, but they don't know that they have mental illness.
God bless you.
I don't know how to describe it.
You really drop the ball tonight. Indeed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that. The Prince.
God bless you, Baba.
Prince Jejeman. Bless you. So I have another caller on the line here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, very good.
Sir.
This is the first time I'm getting to you, so I just said let me put in a word of an elder.
Well, bless you, sir. You are connected already, so you might need to mute the TV or go to the next room so that you and I can speak. I mean, can talk on the phones, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You are connected already. Yeah. Everybody can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Very loud.
Is it better?
Sir.
Okay. So, this thing is, this jihadi thing is because we have always covered it. It's like rotten shit in our power. But we always want to get like a sweet smelling perfume and keep spraying in the room instead of
deodorizing it so that it won't smell too much.
Yes. we'll give it different names. This is not something that started. This is part of the main cause of 1966 coup.
That's right.
This is the main reason that Nzo killed Sadwana for.
It's extremist views.
But all the people that were writing about the civil war and everything, they will tell you don't bring in this element into your story, or they will not allow you to publish it. It was the last colonel that died among the 6 colonels that actually planned the coup. The last one that died that brought this out. He said that there's nobody allowed, each time he wants to write, they will tell him not to bring in this aspect of it. So he refused to write. But now that he's ready to die, he's now ready to speak.
And I think that was Ademoye, the one that wrote Why We Struck. Was that the one you are referring to?
Exactly.
That was a very powerful, very powerful history of that led to the first coup, as well as what led to Nigerian civil war. Esa, a book of that today, to get a copy of that book today, it will cost you around there £800 . I have never seen any expensive book in my life. Everyone should go online now and say they want to buy Why We Struck online. You may get it as much as $1,000. Sir.
So this is not something. This thing has been going on, and people keep, massaging it, calling it different names, and nobody wants to come and stand firm and say, look, this is murderous bastards.
Yes.
Trying to take over our country.
Then they accused others of what they are actually doing.
But
remember,
exactly,
they accused Igbos of trying to control Nigeria, which is actually what they are doing. You know that?
Exactly. They will accuse you of what they are doing.
Until tomorrow, they still accuse Igbos. The reason why we don't like Igbos is because Igbos want to take over Nigeria. But guess those who pick up arms in controlling Nigeria? The Fulanis.
The Fulanis. They will tell you if Igbo people are into that, they want to come and take your land.
Yeah.
They are
hey.
But that's exactly what they are doing.
They are asking for Ruga. They are asking for waterway bills, right? Just to control people's land, take over their land. But Igbos are the ones that are coming to take over our land. Meanwhile, those who are killing us because of our land are the only people, the Fulanis. History.
They are the sent. They are the God sent to protect us.
Wow.
It's unfortunate because what they do is divide and rule. They learned it from the British people. Divide and rule. All this war that is going on between Igbos and Yoruba, they are the ones doing it. They are the ones promoting it. They are the ones promoting it. They are the ones that will go to social media and raise one scandal, either in the name of a Yoruba man or in the name of an Igbo man, against the Yoruba or an Igbo. Then the other people who don't understand what is going on will join in and start fighting the amber of hatred. This is exactly what they did during that 1966 pogrom. They incited this middle belt that they are now destroying. They will block the Igbos in the train that were running from
the north,
maybe Sokoto or Kaduna to the east. Bring out every Igbo person there, kill them, bring out the pregnant woman, open the belly and slaughter the child. All in the name that they killed their father. Sadwana or Sokoto. They tell the chief that Chief is a younger brother of Fulani. That Chief and Fulani, they are the same parents.
They are the same parent. I remember they used to say that until the TVs actually had to defend for their own lives too in their hands, historically.
These are the things This Fulani people, the thing is, we underhate them.
Divide and rule.
But they are masters when it comes to creating confusion and using that confusion to deal with your leaders, discredit your leaders first.
They will first discredit your leaders. Then they will watch you,
yes,
desecrate them, and they will come in and finish them, and they will take over.
Then they will come exactly and take over, then turn you into slaves. That's what they did to the Hausas.
That's what they did to the Hausas. Historically, that's what they did.
Yeah,
you see, it was meant to be an act of terrorism, sir, right? But they are making it look like a revolution.
Their leaders are very corrupt. They don't know how to rule. They are not doing anything that Islam is for the poor. But their rulers are living in affluence, blah, 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 so that they have to get rid of them. And the poor masses that are supposed to defend their leaders,
they went for their
joined them to get rid of their leaders. At the end of the day, they did not reappoint the indigenous
as their leaders
Emirs of the place. No, as their leaders anymore. They now brought in Fulani.
Yes. And gradually, their history, they were wiped off completely. Until the history that the Fulani tells about
they try to do the same thing to Northeast. But the Northeasterners were wiser. They refused to join them in the jihad. And when they attacked, they destroyed them, they defeated them. That's why Northeast looked intact. Now they're using Boko Haram to destroy Northeast.
History.
They try to convince Northeasterners to join them in their jihad. Northeasterners said no. That's why they still, if you go to Northeast, they still have their leaders.
Yes.
But the North Central Hausa leaders were wiped out as corrupt.
Yes. The Northwesterners.
Yes. That's what they do.
And it is what they believe in. It doesn't matter the year. It doesn't matter the century.
It doesn't matter. If you make too much noise, and it's like these people know what we are trying to do. They will lie low.
Yes, for a while.
For a while. And wait for one of your leaders, the targeted man, to make a mistake. They will blow it out of proportion.
And then they will enter.
And you think they are there to help to emancipate you. You don't know that they are just there to get rid of your leaders and take over your area and rule. That's what they do.
Now
there is no.
Now we know better.
There is no moderate Fulani because they all believe in this. I schooled with them. I schooled in Ahmadu Bello. And I was involved in the politics of Ahmadu Bello, the student union then. The ones that pretend to be moderate is practicing takia.
Takia, exactly.
Deception.
Those are the ones that will tell you, listen, you see, this guy is going to kill, it says he wants to kill you because in the name of Allah, right? See, me, I don't support what he is doing, okay? But if he says he's killing you for this or so reason, I can't stop him, but you should not blame Islam for it, even though I can't stop him and I cannot condemn him. But I am not, he's not doing it for Islam. Those are the ones that will use takia on you. They don't want you to react and believe that what that person is doing to you is doing it to you in the name of a Fulani, is doing it to you in the name of Islam. They will say they are moderates. They say, no, don't insult Islam. He's not representing Islam, but they will not condemn him. You get that?
They will not condemn
They will not condemn him. They will not condemn that terrorism. They will just tell you that, listen, he's not representing us. So, come on.
A Fulani man who claims to be a Muslim will not go for Masalachi, where a non-Fulani is holding
they won't. No, they won't. Because they don't believe you are a real Muslim. That's another thing.
They don't believe there is. If you like the Hausa, if you like the Kanuri, they will not allow it.
I mean, they can have their own country, can't they? Without having to have Nigeria, where they believe they can carry out jihad to claim all the land or kill the people.
They don't have anywhere they are. Burkina Faso allows some space for them.
I know.
Now look at the terror they are doing. Look at what they are doing in
terror
Burkina
they
Faso.
unleashed on Burkina Faso today, the entire Sahel area.
Central African Republic. We want to show we are politically matured. They elected a Fulani man as the head of state. They are still fighting the war till today. Because the guy turned, if you're not a Fulani, you cannot do anything, even do business in Central African Republic. Every lucrative thing went to Fulani. Until the young boys, they are repelled.
Like everywhere they are in Africa, they actually there as terrorists. That's what I can have on record.
That's why the ancestral country is Guinea. But Guineans will not allow them near power. They would never. No matter how they practice their takia, they know them there very well. They will not allow them near power. I met one Fulani guy. I think he said he's from Guinea. That was sometime last year in New York. I pretended to be also that my mother was a Fulani and all that. He relaxed and was telling me how they have planned with Buhari to take over Nigeria, that Buhari is going to fund all their struggle in West Africa, that if they can get two people like Buhari, that they won't have problem.
Because some people like Buhari is a blessing to their cause. He is expected to fund them. He is also expected to pave way for them so that, they don't encounter too much obstacles here and there. And he did a good job for them. But he failed because he couldn't hand over Nigeria to them still. They can't get that. It's either they break up Nigeria and they keep any space they have managed to keep for themselves in the Sharia North. It is a huge, impossible dream for them to think anybody's going to hand over Nigeria to them.
Listen, the longer it takes us to get rid of them, the more impossible it will be for us.
Wow.
We are running out of time. We are running out of time.
The longer it takes, the impossible it becomes.
Yeah. Okay. Look at how they are now using federal might.
Yes.
To take over middlebelt.
That's some scary stuff there.
Give them another 10, 15 years, they will succeed. Subdue middlebelt. What is left of Nigeria?
There are some deep stuffs there. I'm going to actually a lot of us will have to go and have a deep, deep breath, breathe in and breathe out moments of, indeed.
Yes, we are running out of time.
We are running out of time. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing this, right? I will take another one. It's such an honor that you could indeed take us through this, that segment too. You just got me a little bit out of words, right? But I appreciate that, sir. So thank you so much. And you have a wonderful day. Okay?
I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate what you're doing.
God bless you, sir. Thank you. Now, that's some serious stuff there to everybody who can actually really think. When the elderly says, number one, we are running out of time, and when we say something is impossible, it's never going to happen. It seems like we are saying that out of naivety, like being naive. It is going to happen. The longer it takes to get rid of them, the impossible it becomes. It's not only just some big, like deep walls there, right? Some scary shit too. Now I'm scared. Oh, here. Hello there.
Baba.
Sir.
Otojo meta ihehe.
Air Force One. Is that you, sir?
Yes, sir.
It's been a while. Yes, sir. How are you?
I am well. I am well.
Great, sir. You did not
it's been a while. I've been trying to call. Yeah. So, you see, this Islamic thing, let me say something real quick. You know what is going on in Israel right now? The reason why Israel bent on their mission. Because, they've been defiant to US, right?
Yes.
They've been following. It's because, you see, these people, they came in, and once they committed the terrorist act that they did, they went straight hiding behind the Palestinians. That's what they do. And I listened to a video of Amar's son. This guy, according to that video, the guy was saying that the establishment of Palestinian states is not purposely for Palestinians. It is for the Hamas. So it's going to be like invariably like what happened in Afghanistan. When the US left Afghanistan, it was Taliban that took over.
That's right.
Now, but where I'm going with this is this. You see this Islam thing that we are moderate Islam, semi-moderate, the cold one, the hot one, is all BS. Okay, in Christianity, let's go back to Christianity right now. We know that in Christianity, people like deeper life people, they were not to be spirit, more, like self-righteousness and everything like that, spirit, cocoa, whatever they call them. But according to them here, you will say somebody is a moderate Islam. Like you said, what you said with the last man that spoke about, I know this, don't disgrace Islam, don't do this to Islam.
Yeah,
this
like
person wants to kill you.
Islam, you are criticizing us because of these people. We want you to talk about them, but don't link them to this. And I'm like, hello, I didn't link them to Islam. They claim Islam, and I'm going to address them as their type of Islam. You know what I mean? So if you are not sympathetic to them, you should condemn them with me, not defend your Islam. You remember that guy Nuru? I was trying to say that. So yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So that is the thing. Let's call the spade a spade. These people are terrorists. Okay, Fulani from day one, they don't have any nation. They are wanderers. They wander around.
They don't.
They are not to be there.
Until 1803, there is nothing called Sokoto Caliphate anywhere in the world or on this earth. Nowhere. And it was after the success of the terrorism of the Hausa kingdom that gave birth to the Sokoto Caliphate, and that is historically fact.
Yeah.
Go on, sir.
Yeah. So they came and started taking, especially from the north. They took over the north. Then we started having Hausa Fulani, whatever. And even, remember I told you I had a piece of few lands in Ilorin when this what is this guy Taniolon case happened.
Yeah.
It began to give me a second thought in even developing the land, because Ilorin, Kwara State, Ilorin is a Yoruba land.
Yes.
And we're not having, I was talking to a guy the other day, the guy was saying now we have Yoruba Fulani. I said, Yoruba what? Have you ever heard anything like Igbo Fulani? But you see, when all this wala was brewing that
that's
time,
the intention. No, that's the intention. Okay, you have Hausa Fulani, then you are going to have Fulani
Yoruba Fulani now.
Yoruba Fulani.
Yeah.
Then you are going to have Fulani, and then you're going to have Igbo Fulani, and then it's going to now become the Fulani Republic of Nigeria.
Yes, sir. They already started doing this Yoruba Fulani, right?
That's not going to happen.
And the reason is, you see, all our leaders from day one, who They've been in existence before you and I were born. They're supposed to stand up and call a spade a spade. Take the bull by the horn.
That's right.
And, like, extinguish this madness because of what they will hit. And that is why every one of them, history will never be kind to them.
Amen.
I am telling you right now, history will never be kind to them. And back to Tinubu case. Tinubu that was saying that labor pain. You know what I wish? I wish all the women seated down, in that stupid thing that, I'm hearing that stupid thing that he said in that video, to dig their finger into their private parts and toss him out. Does he even think labor pain is a joke?
He's trying to sound like an intelligent person, but he's comparing the pain to...
No. For me, sir, for me, even though I'm a man, if I'm a lady and I'm seated out there, I will cause that man out. That is very insulting. For you to go, to that extent, when people are solving, they can't even afford food. So, all this Wahala, Islamic jihadists, àwọn àgbàlagbà wa tí wọ́n ti wà láti ti kọ̀ṣì, especially in Yorùbá land, fẹ́ kún ti dìde kún sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀. Ní agbára Ọlọ́run, history will not be kind to them.
Amen to that.
History will not be kind to them. History will not be kind to them. What is somebody just saying lately now that youth should what? Stand up and take back their country. And so now you want youth to stand up and take back their country when you have the opportunity to turn this around, but because of Nketema now, why people think Tinubu will do anything different? If you remember, I said on this show before, I said one of the reasons why I never supported Tinubu from day one is because when Igboho Osha, to start the campaign that we must take Yoruba land back, that Fulani should stop killing his people. I saw 15 video now. This idiot never say a word.
He was asking us that where are the cows? No, he was asking where are the cows. That was what he was asking. He said, where are the cows?
Baba said where are the cows in that Baba fashion or whatever. That woman at the king. In the statement, but I know did you ever saw her. It's not a cause.
Yeah, first one. Let me.
So what do you now?
Baba. Thank you very much.
What do you expect me to say now, Baba? I feel you all the time, man. I'm but like the other guy that's had baby, congratulations to him. I want to Alimali to return. Business, everything is busy now.
Much many times. Okay, I'm glad that you made it to the Air Force One. Those are veterans on Mayego's Diary Political. I have another caller, and I'm kind of I'm surprised that we have a lot of people watching on Twitter. This is the first time I'm actually going on to check my Twitter and see if there are people watching. And it seems because this topic, this conversation is so hot on Twitter, on X. So I bet a lot of you shared this you retweeted this, and so many of these northern terrorists on Twitter, those ones who are gaslighting you, the middlebelters, right? I don't know how many of you who are watching me for the first time on that Twitter right now, right? But I have always been one of those to remind you, okay, that even if people are trying to sort of gaslight you, or people are trying to be politically correct, you see, when it comes to the horror and the terrorism that Fulani represents, I am one of those who doesn't shy away from it. I don't shy away from it. You see, they might try to kind of gaslight you on social media and the rest of that, right? So if all of you stumbled on this, then you are welcome to Mayego's Diary, the Temple of Truth, okay? You must never be told otherwise. The Fulanis and their terrorism agenda is pretty much like, the danger that the rest of us, not just you, the middlebelters, the rest of us are indeed exposed to. So when you see what they represent, okay, you speak out, you stand out, and indeed, you should begin to drop that idea of, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. You cannot coexist in a place where the descendants of murderers, genocidists, considers you as a sort of they are not even seeing you as second-class citizens. They see you as infidels, the trash, the wastes. Now you cannot coexist in such countries. So when you are talking about defending yourselves, cutting yourselves away from those Sharia North and the rest of that, always pushing, keep pushing for that. What do you call it? The autonomous independent region of middle belt part of Nigeria. You need to make it real. And indeed, thank you for spending your evening with me. So I have a caller. I have kept you there for a minute or so. How are you, sir?
I'm okay, sir. Mayogun, how are you doing?
Please go on.
No. You are making the point. The point you are making is very, very vital.
God bless you.
I'm Austin from Germany.
Austin. I thought as much, and then it's quite your shot, okay? And I know this is a place where you have been very, very consistent and vocal too, okay? Being honest with ourselves, okay? Now here is your shot. Go
Definitely. Definitely. I've been online, I've been watching your shows every day, even when I try to I can't get in, but I used to listen the whole stuff that you do, everything. It has been quite amazing. You don't really need to wonder why people on Twitter watching your show, because your message
took time to go and check, and I was like, oh, over 100 people, over 120 people watching live.
Your message is touching everywhere. Let me be honest with you, because we that have been with you for a long time, we spray your message every day, and each person we share your broadcast will always say, "Wow, where can I get him?" And I say, "Oh, you don't know Mayogun?" I was surprised. One of my tight friend, he don't know Mayogun. I say, "Which land are you living?" When I show him your program, and I know he's watching your program now, so. Everybody, your message is going viral, and it's hitting hard. It is hitting hard on everyone. But the point I want to make this night, I didn't listen to the program because of work, and I just came in when it was people are calling, and I said, okay, let me try because last night I tried to call. I was so much pissed off with Nuruddin or wherever is NK, and I was so much pissed off last night. Why I was pissed off is that, number one, he's living in Canada and enjoying himself. Even though he might not be enjoying fully, but at least security-wise, he's almost out of it for the moment now.
That's right.
And now, the question you asked him last night, he couldn't answer that question. He was running here, hector-scatter. He jumped here, he jumped here, he jumped here. Why do you say so? He couldn't give you any answer. Then he jumped from there. He now jumped to Igbos. I don't know what Igbos did to Nigerians. I don't know. I can't really understand this. He left the question you asked him. Now he jumped to, if Igbos want to do this, they have to come together with. Who told you that we want such a thing?
Together, exactly. Like we are still talking about respecting people's boundaries, right? Then you are suggesting that Igbos and Yoruba should come together and face.
Who is
I was like, why do you have to come together and face anybody when you can have your countries? Everybody can be on their own.
So
go on.
So I don't know why our people are so daft like this. This is the problem of Nigeria. That's the reason why personally me have lost hope in Nigeria for a very long years. Not now, not even 10 years ago, not even 10 years. More than for a long time. Now, watch Nigerian issue. Every Christmas, every New Year, Fulanis are killing people in Nigeria.
Exactly.
Every 24th, 25th, Fulanis kill people. Every 1st of January, from January 1st to 20th of January, they'll be killing. And nobody talks about it. The only thing the Nigerian government is doing is to condemn. Who are those financing Nigeria and Fulanis? Nigerian government. They know where they are. I can remember vividly last year or year before last, when it happens to Ebonyi State. Devuma, he came out and said he knows the people that did it. He came on live and said he knows the people that did it. That before they did it, he talked to them and said we should do this, we should do that, and they didn't listen. After all their engagement, after their meeting, they came around and do this. That's what Devuma said.
Yes.
So don't ever think that Nigerian government doesn't know Fulanis that doing it.
Bello Masari is was governor of Katsina State. I played this video this evening.
Katsina State,
It's us. It's us. It's the people that speak my language. It's people like me.
Yeah,
It's us, Fulanis. We are the ones committing all these things. Yeah, we may not be the one doing 100% of it, but majority of it is us. He said it. But somebody wants you to not say that because you don't have facts, you don't have evidence. So don't go and say that about Fulani. Don't say that about the North. Come on, are you trying to play on our own minds? It is called gaslighting, Austin. We know it. They gaslight you.
It's exactly the information that elder put out this night.
Yes.
The elder was so much current in whatever he was saying, because I have stumbled into that issue he said before. I have watched it before, and I heard Nnamdi Kanu repeated the same thing. The reason why coup happened in 1966 was not because of these people are fighting. No, it was because of the same issue that was happening. The same issue, and that everyone is running away. People are so much afraid to talk. People, because of your political career, because of this, because no, we shouldn't say this. We shouldn't say this. They are doing it gradually. Immediately they captured middle belt. The southern side of Nigeria is gone. I am honest.
That's what we are telling everybody watching right now. You see all this fear of if they capture the middle belt, we know it's not going to happen without war. Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? Because they don't even have the number to overrun these places. Austin, they have no number. They don't have that number. That's why they are banking on fear. Their message is fear. They come in the middle of the night. They kill harmless people. They kill children. Fear. Sure, you get. So if he gets to if he gets to the south, it will rather lead to, Nnamdi Kanu said it. It's going to lead to violent disintegration of Nigeria. Nobody should threaten anybody with if he comes south. Or do you think it's a lie? Also,
that's the truth. That's the truth. You know the problem. The problem in Nigeria is that Nigerians are so much. I don't know whether I will call it Stockholm syndrome or whatever. I don't know. We forget things easily. We don't even checkmate the whole thing that is happening. How since from the day after when they removed Jonathan, from there it has been every Christmas. Every Christmas. Remember the one that happened in Abuja? It was Christmas Day. Every Christmas, it is like that. What are they doing? They are targeting wherever the Christians are gathered together to wipe away Christians. So the remaining ones will be afraid to come out and speak or to fight them back.
When those Christians start complaining, right? It is then those gaslight people will be saying, but they kill Muslim too. Who killed the Muslim? The Christians moved from their community and they went straight into town and started killing Muslims. Now that's where the gaslighting parties they will bring but they kill Muslim too. Are you mad? Like this happens every year. You are not even interested in condemning it. You want us to Muslim too, Baba? Come on, like
that's go and check the history of what's their name? Central Africa. It's exactly the same thing that happened. Anywhere you put Fulanis, anywhere you put Fulani, anywhere, they are in Gambia, they are in Senegal, they are in Mali, they are in Guinea, they are in Ghana, but the government doesn't allow them. The government knows them very well. The government knows them very well. Do you know that? I think that was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, they tried it in Ghana. They tried with their cow in Ghana to come and do nonsense. The president said, I'm the policeman. He said, kill the cow. The police went and killed 200 cows. And that is what Fulanis are afraid is match them one-on-one. They run away. They are so much cowards. The reason why they are holding Nnamdi Kanu today is because one of the biggest reasons they are holding Nnamdi Kanu is because of ESN. Because ESN matched them one-on-one in Southeast. We could remember there was a time we couldn't go to the farm because the cows are everywhere. The cows are everywhere. But when ESN went to the forest to match them, they run away. They let the cow run away. They run away. So because of that pain, they are doing everything using federal might to hold Nnamdi Kanu. But Nnamdi Kanu is not the problem. Nigerians are afraid to speak today because it's happening to an Igbo man. It is happening to Nnamdi Kanu. God bless you. God bless you so much that you have been standing on your feet since I know you, standing on your feet and saying, this man did not do wrong thing. Since I have come to know you, you have standing on the truth. I am not doing this to praise you. I am saying it how it is. And many people that has been following you since I know you, I think that was since 2012 or 13, I think something like that. So People that has been following you since then knows that I'm saying the truth. You has been consistent. And the people that are consistent in Nigeria government never leave them to see the day. I am telling you honestly. So if anyone is going to think Nigeria will get better, that Fulani are going to stop, you are dreaming. They will never stop until Nigeria will match them. If we don't match them, Fulani will never stop. There is one thing this man said now. He said, if Fulani find someone that is strong enough, they retreat back.
Yes.
They retreat back and wait for a moment. And now start looking for loopholes. It's exactly what they are doing. Fulani will never go back until TV people, until middlebelt people, until the Benue people, until the Plateau people will stand up and say enough is enough. All this gone, they are surrendering to government. Government is the terrorists in Nigeria. Government of Nigeria is that they are the terrorists. They are the one arming Fulanis. Why will government remove gun from the citizens and arm the Fulanis? Why are they doing that? And everybody keep quiet. And the people, they will come in social media or they will come in national TV and be painting walls and sugarcoating it and saying, yeah, we shouldn't say it this way, we shouldn't say it that way. Why not we say the truth how it is? Fulanis are terrorists. If you like, there is no moderate Fulanis. There is no moderate. Forget whatever we are. There is no moderate. Forget whatever we are saying. We are saying he went to school, he's a moderate person. There is no one. This guy, the Emir, the Sanusi, they beheaded an Igbo guy in their university. Abacha wanted to kill all of them.
Akaluka in Kano, yes.
Akaluka, yes. They beheaded the guy. Abacha was a Kanuri. He felt pain. He killed 3 of them. Only Sanusi survived this. So people forget what Fulani. There is no moderate Fulani. There is no moderate Fulani. Buhari came to kill, to destroy, and to open ways for them. That is why he asked his brothers to come in. There is no moderate Fulani. Anybody telling they are moderate, there is no one. There is no one. From A to Z. From A to Z. Nobody. None of them.
So they can have their own country then. So, and Nigeria everybody can have their separate ways then.
They know if they have their own country, they are finished. Fulani is minority in the north. Fulani is less than 6 million in the north. They know this. Fulani doesn't have a place they call their own. Tell me one state that is Fulani state. Tell me one state. There is no state in Nigeria that is Fulani state. Katsina is not Fulani. Jigawa, all these places, Sokoto is not Fulanis. They are not the origin of those states. What they do is fear. They come in the night and attack elderly person, elderly ones, small children. How can you gog a small child of 2 years? You gog his eyes and put on top of his belly. What kind of wickedness is that? And Nigerians are keeping quiet because it doesn't happen to you. You say no, because it's happened to Showore. Everybody says Showore is stupid. Because it's happened to Nnamdi Kanu, they say Nnamdi Kanu is stupid. Because it's happened to Igbo. Let me tell you, if it is not me today, it will be me tomorrow. You always say in your word, that the survivors of today will be the victim of tomorrow.
That's right.
Nobody knows who it will be. Nobody knows. No. We all are traveling. We want to go to Nigeria. You might be going to Nigeria. Even in your own state, you'll be kidnapped. If care is not taken, if you did not pay the ransom, they will kill you. Right. And nothing will happen. So if everybody keep quiet and saying we shouldn't say it like this, we should call a spade a spade. We should tell the Fulanis they are terrorists. They are terrorists. Fulanis are terrorists in Nigeria.
And there is no
so until Nigeria stand up
wherever they are going. God bless you, Austin. You just want me to kind of listen to that voice of that man again, Mazi, right? I use that to drink, to relax. Thank you so much, Austin.
You're welcome, my dear. Thank you.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the Council Committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Hello there.
Hello, my good general. CA from Atlanta once more.
CA, I couldn't let your call just pass because we are almost at the end of the broadcast. But I was like, I know. CA's call. So how are you, sir?
I know. Good, good. Thank you for playing this Nandekano's tape.
That too.
Yeah. It's a sensitive issue to me because, like I told you yesterday, when I saw the kids on the back of the women that were murdered, I can't get that out of my head. What Buhari did, he used people from the south to work against it. And the Yoruba land, he has some agents, and Tinubu is one of them. That's why it's having the same playbook. If you come to the east, the like of Umahi, like of Danger, those are people he's using in the east. But thank God they didn't fully succeed in the east. But the Fulanis, man, like I said yesterday, people should see it the way it is. The governor of Plateau State, I don't know what he's afraid of. Just say it. That's why I like the other governor. What's his name? The one that just left Benue, the former Benue governor. The Benue governor will say it. That you're coming to kill my people. Othon will say it, even though he couldn't do more, but will say this is what is happening. You know. And the people of Middlebelt, they can't continue like this. They can't continue like this. They have to be a way out. They have to. You can't fold your arms and watch your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, brothers killed. You cannot. You have to do something. Because nothing's going to happen to these guys. They do it and they go scot-free. Sponsored by the federal government. Remember when they started? We saw cattle headers with AK-47. Have you seen that before in your life, Mayogo?
No, I have never
to
seen
give cattle headers AK-47. As kids growing up, we see them with stick chasing that car. So then they had AK-47 and nobody said anything about it. This has to change. They can't continue. The leaders of Middlebelt, I don't know what's happening. Maybe they're being blackmailed or threatened. They have to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. Remember the Zango cutoff issue when this General Zemani Lekwat defended his people? And they came out. Former general came out and said, no. Look at people like David Mack, the idiot. All those ones, Jeremiah, all those people, all those former military generals, even go on. What are they doing, for God's sake? It's sad. Look at what they did to Igboho. Look at what they did to Nanka. Igboho came out. They came after Igboho. Came midnight to come and kill him. The same thing with Nandi. Igboho escaped and can escape. Once you come against them, they come for you. Now they're holding Omoyele's passport. What has Sowore running away from Nigeria? They're still holding his passport. When you talk, they come for you. Thank you for today. It was a wonderful program. Thank you, and keep up the good work.
Thank you so much as well, CA, for your own contribution as well. So thank you, and you should have a wonderful evening over there. I have a Daniel that has been trying to get through, and I hope that's you. You're going to be my last caller tonight, by the way. But can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you.
Oh, great. Good evening, sir.
My name.
Go on.
Yeah, good evening. This is my first time of calling. My name is Oldab. I just want to say something about what I've been perceiving or maybe thinking about that the former Kaduna State governor. I think Tinubu is preparing him to become the next president, and he is, I think, behind the killings of this, sponsoring the Fulani, because I can't think of, ordinary Fulani will just stand up one day and said, okay, I'm going to a village and kill, start killing people.
I know.
Killing people. So on the
you remember that he himself came out one time and he said, when they came to power, he went on to bring all these Fulanis. Told them that your brother is in power now. So you may not be far from what you are suspecting, because I will agree 100% is always involved. I may not say he's 100% behind, but 100% involved in this murderous jihadist campaign. So we're on the same track. I'm following you. Go on.
Yeah. So it's just that I'm so glad that at least somebody can, have the time to listen to me and, to my own opinion. Yes. And of course, I know one of these days, maybe in the nearest future, you're going to talk about it, say, okay, well, somebody have made mention of this point. Perhaps it might be, maybe we might be talking, making sense out of all this, with the point I've just made now.
Yes.
So I personally, 100%, I think, that's just what is going on, because recently they made him to become a chief in Ijebu land. So all this is just in a way to make him, feel at home that, look, you are secured. Don't worry, we're going to look after you as soon as, of course, we didn't give you any ministerial post. So, you don't have to worry, the next. And then is the best candidate because he's wicked enough. He's heartless. So and then, of course,
between him and Shetima, would you think as a better coordination for terrorists and sympathy for them more between him and Shetima, because they all have history with terrorists?
I know. I think that guy is more. It's more.
Shetima is smaller too.
Yes, because it's closer. It's closer to the middle belt, you see. So it's closer, and then it's even closer to the northern. So he can, maneuver his way around, and then of course he has enough money, and his pal is there now, so they're gonna finance him. So I think So
in a nutshell,
I think
Nigeria is done for. If the people you can see ahead are El Rufai or Shetima, and so everybody should just get ready and just pack up and just give up. Abi, they are done for.
They're done for. But I think the best thing is for people to get ready and then find a way of getting out of this problem. At least, just find a way somehow. They should, people should rally around themselves and talk. Look, this is what we want. We don't want these people. And, it should be a well-coordinated, arrangement, or, I don't know, what to say, it has to be sophisticated. We are not talking about violence here. It has to be well-coordinated. You need to change, let our people understand what is going on. And then with this, perhaps, we might have a breakthrough.
Okay. That doesn't really sound too optimistic to me, but somehow you seem to believe it, that if people can come around and come together and figure it out non-violently, they may have a chance. Well,
yes, because if anybody becomes violent, and then you know how they are, all these people, they will turn it around and say, because they were violent, and then they start shooting. Yes, So we just have, that's the way it is, and that's why I always like, I love Labour's Party campaign during their own time. They use very minimum resources, but they spoke with people, they engaged with people. Yeah, they engaged with people, which, of course, if Mr. Tinubu had did the same thing, try to explain yourself, what plan do you have? And then try to, just explain yourself. Okay, why did you make all these mistakes? Yes, of course. We can make mistake. You see, in life, when we were younger, we make mistake. We engage in things that we shouldn't have done. But now I'm a different person, and there's of course, so why not?
You don't know. Like me,
I
coming
know.
back to say, I made some mistakes when I was younger. I was a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, and somehow, I was younger, but like I'm a changed person and all that.
Yeah.
That might be difficult somehow. But
yeah,
I get your
at
drift.
least, yeah. Some people might,
Yeah,
Mr.
and if you
Maigo,
consider, I mean, like you're right. Some people might just feel like, you know what, being very honest, right? I kind of believe that he's a changed man. I'll follow him. But they just didn't want to
look at it. Recently, because Governor Adeleke, because he's from my state, I'm from Osun State. This is one of the men that I always, I love that man so much, because he's not hiding from himself. He's so pure. He's so truthful to himself. He says things the way he sees it, even if English is not our language, But if you have that sense, so, just explain yourself the way as best you can. People will understand you, and then they will embrace
he didn't
you.
go to school, right? What did he do? He left. He went back to school.
He left.
Got his degree. Did all of that. Then he came back again. Those who said he didn't go to school, they couldn't use that against him anymore. He didn't have to speak grammar.
You see? So we don't need grammar here. We just need people to understand. Yeah, being real, and then So, Mr. Maigo, I'm so happy that you picked my call today. Thank you very much, and hopefully, actually, I've tried several times to make a donation somehow, but for some reason, it's not going through. But I'm going to try it again. So hopefully, it will go on.
But I would say whoever wants to give me super chat or what have you, they should just try it early enough, so that if it's not going, you quickly know that at least nothing is wrong with your money and all that. Because I've had people who have tried it once and they're like, no, that's a problem, and they didn't know what to do. Well, thank you very much for that gesture.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. Look, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the work. Yes, bye.
Nice one. Now, this is where we're going to draw the curtains again tonight. And thank you to everybody who kind of joined me tonight. The topic might be what attracted a lot of you from Twitter. Great. But take your time and just check on Mayegon's Diary Political, especially YouTube, where I keep all the diary, right? And you can easily just follow all my positions, our positions on different happenings in Nigeria. It's always so interesting, and sometimes it's always so tense. And most times as well, it can always be very, very uncomfortable, especially if I am talking about something you believe I shouldn't talk about. You love it. People you respect. All right, things you like, talking about religion and things that a lot of you are always very careful from touching them and all that. I talk about everything and everything. And that simply means that I do not hold bars. So what I do and say, and when I say them just the way I feel, as truthful as possible, and without any coloration or sugarcoating, because it is when you know the fact and the truth that you can make some informed decisions. And because of what we know, especially what I know about Nigeria in this my little age, right? I have come to the conclusion that it's a pure waste of time looking for solution to Nigeria's problems, because the real Nigeria problem is that Nigeria exists. And Nigeria exists not according to the wish of those that are trapped in that contraption called Nigeria today. We are there, by accident or by creation of some people. It is not by our own doing. So if you have a country where you are forced together to exist with people of different strange culture, strange, what do you call it, exposure, and whatever it is, right? And they are telling you that you have no choice. Take it like that, or, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So people like us know that anybody telling you about one Nigeria is lying to you. Old or young, it doesn't matter. Poor or rich, tells you about Nigeria, one Nigeria is lying. He or she is lying to you. You will find out later. Now, it is not your fault that Nigeria is not working and Nigeria is never going to work. It's not your fault. Now, you see all this hatred that you are seeing around in Nigeria, the division and all of that, they are all man-made as well, all right? But there's only one way out for all of us. Break up the entire shithole. Ask the people who want to be together and form their country if they don't want to be. Let everybody go their separate ways. With that, if you are a Sharia North, nobody is going to be a threat to your religion, and you are not going to be a threat to my civilization. I don't want to live in a world where some people, some people from the Sahel 200, 300 years ago believed that they could keep me or kill me simply because of whatever my my belief. This is 2023, and Nigeria is headed for that. Before they turn Nigeria to Nigeristan, we are asking all of you to think, at least think for the first time, if they cannot live with the infidels, they can have their own country, but the ideology of you conquering people, attacking defenseless people, vulnerable people in their different communities, using the influence of government to kind of twist the people and indeed disarm the people from defending themselves. All of these tricks, they might be working, right? But they won't last. Trust me, they won't. Okay? And I hope that all of you, including those of you, the Sharia North, Fulani North, we know your history is history of religious violence. And you cannot preach peace to the people you are killing on their own lands. So we advise you that you can have that your country, you can have that your Sharia, you can do all that nonsense you want to by just staying away staying back there in your Arewanistan or Arewa. You see, when you continue the campaign of killing people, and then you want to turn around and gaslight them, or probably trying to kind of, blame them for what you are intending to do, it will create further division. Your politicians may make money, but all of this that they are going to make from Nigeria, or they are still making from Nigeria, hidden from you, their real motive. Trust me, Nigeria is going to crash. It's going to come to an end. It is not because you want Nigeria not to break up, or because I want Nigeria to break up for peace. It is simply because you cannot run a country like that. Trust me. It is just a matter of time before everything will break into pieces. And by then, you may have absolute nothing to do to stop it. That's what we are saying right now, that those who are campaigning for jihad, holy war, killing innocent people to take their land and the rest of that, what you are actually looking, what you are asking for, you will get it. And I promise you, it is not going to be a caliphate over the people of Middle Belt. Okay? It is going to be another resounding defeat that will finally, possibly, even erase the entire caliphate this time around. They killed Middle Belters, fought Usman Dan Fodio and his terrorist army. He died from that fight. Abi, somebody with them born in 1854. 1854. Sorry, hang on. 1754, rather. Usman Dan Fodio was born in 1754. He died in 1817. How old is that? 1754, 1764, 1774, 1784, 1794, 1804, 1814. Usman Dan Fodio died at the age of 60 what? At the age of 63, when he was fighting a jihad with the people of the Middle Belt. If they didn't tell you that story, I am saying it to you now. Go and read about it. So if a Fulani is bragging that he has the power to conquer, he doesn't have any power to conquer anybody. They are a bunch of cowards, bunch of low-life cowards, terrorists that Nigeria gave power to. And here we are. They have now become the albatross of Nigeria. Remember that. Even if you have Fulani friends that you went to school together, don't be stupid. Do you understand? You have nothing in common. What they thought you have in common is one Nigeria. It doesn't exist. So at the end of the day, it will break up. We just want it to happen as soon as possible. It is only a parasite that fears living alone. Everyone can live alone. Everyone can have their own country. It is only parasites that fears living alone. Are you a parasite? Of course you shouldn't be. Thank you very much. I'll see you some other time. Tomorrow is that other time. Before you go, you can still like the broadcast, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you again. I promise. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi number 1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.